What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Y'all know how we do it every Friday or Saturday night, basically the weekend. We get it popping. We have, I'm not even going to say uncomfortable conversation. We just have vibes. We kick it. It might be a couple spirited debates, but we certainly get it in. Y'all know who the crew is. We got, and I'm going to put everybody's social media inside of the description. But I'm going to save the guests for last. Got my girl Shayla and Lance. Certainly got Erica and Vern over in the building. Me, myself, I'm Anton from AntonDaniels.com. We got Jess, as usual. But more importantly, my mans, all the way by way, born and raised over in NY, and then headed over down south to make sure he staked his claim. Angry Man is in the building. Welcome to the show, Angry Man. I appreciate you for rocking out with us, big dog.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah.
Actually, I was born in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, my pops was in the military.
So listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to rock out again. We're going to have these conversations. It's going to be dope. But I want to start off like this, right? The hot topic, obviously, over the past week or so, and I actually had him pull up to the Millionaire Morning Show a couple different times, but the hot topic is 7 kids by 7 baby mamas. Is everybody familiar with said man?
I'm so lost.
Yeah.
You're not familiar?
I
Now,
saw that.
I'm expecting for you to know everything.
low key.
You the one that always know everything.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been learning to stay off the internet. I've been reading. I didn't better
All
my
right,
life.
so let me pull people up to speed. So basically, it was a guy that went viral, and I'm gonna play it for you guys.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not gonna force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
On the internet, but it was basically a guy that went viral. His name is House of Hypocrites, and he was talking about how he got 7 kids by 7 baby mamas, right? That he know of, specifically. Then when he came on my show, he said that he slept with at least 75 women over the last year or so, right? Within the last year. Wow. But he said that he don't care. He offered to do the plan B, pay for an abortion, and those that kept it, and those that didn't. But he said, listen, if it's your body, your choice, is my life, my choice. Quote, unquote, that's what he said, all right? Long story short, you know, he set the internet on fire. Everybody got in an uproar and they was feeling some type of way about it, right? But I want to explore this conversation a couple different ways. And I'm going to come to Angry Man first in general. Angry Man, what do you think about it? Because I know you're familiar with it. You intimately familiar with what's going on. What are your thoughts on this whole thing, bro?
I think he has a point.
Oh Lord.
He got a point. Like, you look, if we look, you look at what he's talking about. You got to push all the stuff aside. He's a result of the culture. Okay. If we're gonna allow women to be like, you know, my body, my choice, and treat Planned Parenthood like it's a birth control, you're gonna get guys that's gonna be like, yo, if it's your body, your choice, it's my wallet, my choice.
How do you feel about that, Erica?
That's bullshit.
Why, Erica? Why is that BS?
I mean, it's bullshit because at the end of the day, as a man, you already know that when you're engaging, you know, in sexual activity with a woman, that if you go all the way, if you hit a home run, then it's a possibility of a baby at the end of the day. So if you, I get it, you know, he told them he don't want to have kids, but if you going all the way, if you fucking like that, then you accept responsibility for the choices that you make.
Now,
and
Erica,
we're treating Planned Parenthood, we're not really treating it like that because there's a lot of things involved when you do decide to make the decision not to, you know, have a baby. There's a lot for a woman, you know, the emotions, the mental things that we think about, that when you make that choice, it's a real choice. So at the end of the day, it should be a real choice for you not to let go.
But at the same time, you said knock it out the park, right?
You hit a home run.
But if let's say I was Barry Bonds and I was able to break bats and, you know, I broke all the bats in your park, like, but you let me in the park.
I let you in, but you can pull out, nigga.
Cause everybody pull out game ain't strong.
Well, B, you gotta know you strong.
well, Erica,
if you
let me add some
people
context.
in.
Let
Go
me add
ahead.
some context.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that he said, because he came on the show and he clarified a lot of things. He said, of all the women that he's ever slept with, including the 7 that he got pregnant, one in which he went into detail and he said she was married. She was the only one that took a DNA test that said that it was his. He also added additional context and said that she neglected to tell the guy she was married to that she had a baby by another dude. So he thinks
Of course.
that it's his kid, right? So this shows the savagery of the woman. But he also said that not one woman, even though he said these are the ones that he didn't wear a rubber with that he got pregnant, he said that he did wear rubbers and stuff like that for the most part. He said not one woman has ever required for him to put on a rubber. Not one.
The requirement when Superman got to pull up to his job. What's Superman gonna put on? I just want to know.
Wait.
What he gonna put on first?
But if you-
in order for him to become Superman, he put on that damn cape.
Actually, no. In order for him to become Superman, he had to pull off that shirt first.
The
But
shirt
if you-
and the cape.
But if you don't want a kid, just go get a vasectomy.
Remember, he
Facts.
did
He had to
this.
rip it open.
It wasn't the cape.
It
Just
was-
the
The
Man,
cape is what made him Superman.
go
And
get
so
a
if you out
vasectomy.
here- If you out here like that and you know what you're doing, put on the damn cape if you know you don't want no kids, if you know you don't want no responsibilities. Because at the end of the day, as a man, you are given the gift to plant the seed. The woman is given the gift to make it grow, right? And make it beautiful.
I don't know about that.
Don't drop the fucking seed.
I think
Actually, I think that's the interesting part.
Don't drop it.
I think that's where this is what makes him right and technically right. Homeboy agreed to sex. And it's expressly stated. I'm good with having sex with you. I'm not okay with having a baby with you.
The purpose
he
of
did
sex
say
to
that.
have a baby.
did say that.
No, you can't say that no
don't
more.
make sense though.
See, this is
You can't
this,
say that no more because people are having people have recreational sex and everybody is not in the aim of having a child when they have sex.
So
that is a mature, grown conversation.
Bro,
Let's be
he
real.
has 75 sex partners in a year. I'm sorry, like the person who's having sex with him, why are you still having sex with this man? Like he has a legacy of these things. Like I don't understand.
Like these women,
They
a
like
lot of
them.
them that he described, he said that they was just like, you know, immediate jump offs. Like next day, bust them down. And
He in the hood.
So why would you want to have a child with that person? Like I just think
That's the
that you
wild
like,
part.
and I would just
This is where this is what's happening.
Tell
Y'all, Roe versus Wade and abortion
Oh my
rights and all
gosh.
that
This
is
is
backfiring because what it is what's happening.
true.
And I'm against that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin that got 7 kids with all these different women. I literally got a cousin that got this same nigga story. and I be on them, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my wife done facilitated them getting, you know, he seeing his oldest daughter and shit like that. But the that whole abortion rights thing is like, why y'all fighting for y'all rights, so y'all gonna have men who think that all these men are raised by women, and they gonna be thinking that they should have the same type of rights. Like is both of y'all having these children? So if you fighting to say we want to have abortions, and then he be like, okay, let's have an abortion, you like, hell no. You like, hold on, what the fuck? So he's sitting there like, what you mean? Hell no. We don't want this child, so we abort it.
But why
You know
even
what
go
I'm saying?
that far when y'all can literally go get a vasectomy and be out within the next minute? Y'all
Period.
even gotta get put to sleep. Like if you don't want kids at
Because
all,
our bellies don't grow.
but you can still put it in somebody. Like
Right.
if you don't want
But
no
our
kids, you
bellies
can go
don't
bust
grow.
everywhere and just not have no care.
But our bellies don't grow, so it ain't.
But you
it
gonna
don't
make
affect
somebody's
us the
belly
same.
grow.
At the end of the
It
day,
do. It's gonna be your seed.
what
So-
It
men
don't
and
affect
women.
us the same.
So wait,
Go
let me
ahead.
ask a
Go
question.
ahead.
So if you got pregnant, right? And you wanted to have a baby, and I was the one that got you pregnant. So if I said, yo, I don't want you to have this baby, but you want to have a baby, what's gonna happen?
That happened to me, and I had the fucking baby.
Period.
Because
But
it's,
I also
because
gave
it's,
him the option and the choice.
because
ahead.
it's your body, your choice, right?
My body, my choice, but also where I am in my life and my, my belief at that at that point in my life. It was like, no, this is wrong. So, I'm gonna have the child, and I had a child. And so with that decision, I also gave him the option to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you choose to, so I guess the man would be right in some way. But I still expect the man to accept responsibility for what he did. At the
But
end
what
of the
if he
day,
didn't want
but
you to
the-
have an
but the-
abortion? What if you wanted to have an abortion and he wanted to have a child?
I haven't been in that situation,
just
so I
saying,
can't
but
really
what-
speak to that. But I will say, with that whole situation, it actually turned out to be something good, because that is my child's father, only child, and he loves his child, and he's happy that he's fucking here. But I think it was just an immature mindset, at that point in his life, where he decided maybe having kids is a bad thing. A lot of men feel like having kids is a bad thing, like it interrupts your life, it stops things. And I think that was his mental state at that point for saying, I don't really want to have a child. But then over time, it wasn't even over time. He was there during the whole shebang, shaboom, from day one. He's been a great father, an awesome father. But I think the mental state was, kids, it's a bad thing. It can ruin your life. And it really didn't.
And it don't. It don't.
Right.
Kids, people.
No.
Some kids. Some kids.
They don't ruin your life.
Some kids
It
They
can.
slow you down.
They can. Some kids can ruin your life.
Well,
They don't ruin your life. It
your
depends. Well, it
Kids
depends
shit.
on how
I
broke
like- I
you
love
are.
my kids.
Yeah.
No,
It
but you
depends
gotta
on
think about it.
It do.
It really
How
depends.
broke you are, if they sick, if they kind of slow, like
But
your
even
kid
then,
can
if they
ruin your
sick,
life.
depends on how broke you are. Because if you got good insurance, your kid can be sick, and you can be like, okay,
But you still
If
gotta
you,
take care of
that's
it.
like
yeah.
Dang.
That's why you can't just
Dorothy Dangerous. She was rich and her kid was retarded. She just left her. Can I say retarded?
Damn.
Can I say retarded?
Oh,
She was
yeah.
special. She was on
Dorothy
the
Andrews,
spectrum.
back in that time,
But
they
I'm
called
just
that
saying,
shit retarded, for sure.
She didn't want her kid. The kid made her life a living hell. She didn't want it. No matter how much money she had, she left the kid in the home and just was like, all right, I'm out. I mean, would money really change that?
I mean, if
that was
back
one
in the day,
horrible
though.
example.
that was
sorry.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but how horrible of
But
an
for
example
real,
is it?
It's true.
When in reality, you're tied to whatever that is for the
life.
rest of your life.
Yeah.
And your life is forever altered based off of the decision that you make, right? And so,
True.
let me add another caveat, right? I'm gonna continue to add layers to this as we have this conversation. He said, listen, I know what I'm doing, and I'm taking responsibility of how this thing is playing out. This is what he said word for word to me. He said, listen, I'm not absolving myself of responsibility. Find me. That's what he said. He said, find me.
And that's why you don't need to fuck with nobody that you just met or that you don't know their legals. And if you do fuck with somebody like that, you pick up his fucking pants and
It
you
is
look at his driver's license. At the end of the day, I mean,
Well,
I'm
well,
not
let me
that kind of girl,
let me
so
ask you.
I don't get ran
Let me
through
ask
like
you a
that.
question.
Go
Let me
ahead.
but
You need to find out.
Oh my
you
God.
can't use yourself only in order to be able to have this conversation, right? Because the reality is the part that we not having a conversation, because we always gonna hold guys accountable. Oh, you still got. I mean, the courts is gonna hold guys accountable. The system is gonna hold guys accountable. That's just the way that it goes, right? Like guys never have a safety net. That's just the way that it goes. They find you, it's over. They will throw you in jail. There's plenty of guys that are responsible financially or forced to be financially responsible for kids that that's not even theirs, that they don't know is theirs. There's guys that get put on child support that's not their kid, but she put his name on a birth certificate. It's a lot of different ways that guys have been held responsible. The part of the conversation that I see that women are not participating in is what role they are playing with not forcing the guy to use a condom, B, they do say it's my body, my choice, and then C, choosing the guy that they laying down with.
Exactly.
So at what point, my question is, at what point, because these guys is not a secret. Like, it's not like they hiding or you don't know who they are or you don't, most of the time these chicks know that these dudes got other baby mamas and all this other type of stuff, right? At what point do we then hold the women accountable for the guys that they choose to have sex with?
I feel like we should always hold them accountable. Off the simple fact, it's birth control out here. Then, like, okay, even if they don't do the condom, at that point, you walking yourself into fire. Like, so if he said he don't want the kid and you end up pregnant and you keep it, then by all means, leave that man alone. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with him.
But why are they even having sex with this guy in the first place?
Exactly.
Why? Okay, here's my question.
He got swag.
And I'm gonna come to angry.
No,
he do. You're right.
No,
I'm gonna come
he
to
is a
angry
funny
man.
guy.
I'm gonna come to angry man first, and then I'm gonna come to Jess right after. Why do you think these women choose these guys, AM? Like, what is it about women's mindset that automatically navigates over into the worst common denominator of what it is that we see happening in society?
It's because he don't give a fuck. He has a I don't give a fuck attitude, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and women find that sexy, even if it has consequences. It's just like he said, he got swag.
You agree with that, Erica?
Like, he's not even in the room, and he triggered her. Like, as soon as you said what he did, she was like, that's why you need to find niggas like that, and she was going on.
That's true. That is very true.
Me personally, when I realize that you have an I don't give a fuck attitude, I don't fuck with you. Because I need you to give a fuck. A little bit of a fuck. In order for me to fuck you, I need you to give a little bit. At the end of the day, I mean, you have to show some care or concern for not only my life, but your life too. I mean, because why would you want to enter me that way? I always say, if a man is just willing to enter you without a condom and he barely knows you, that just tells a full story to me. I'm not fucking with you, rubber coated Period. The end.
What do you think about this, Jess?
Like, I can't do it.
I think that.
And you have I love having Jess on this panel because she comes from a completely different background, right? As far as, hold on, let me ask this question. You don't have to answer. You don't have to ask this. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But let me answer this question.
At all.
I ain't got shit to do with it.
I don't know how extensive your experience is with guys.
Oh no, I'm very experienced.
Okay, all right, cool. So, for those of you that are just tuning in, Jess, how do you describe yourself? I don't even know how you would describe yourself.
I'm a queer poly cis woman.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on this thing? That's Rita.
I think that one, yes. Well, the question was, what makes a woman actually pursue a man who might have those characteristics, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would say that it's a lack of self-worth and knowing that you deserve better, because like Erica said, if you don't give a fuck, I'm not fucking with you. Like, if you don't give a fuck, I give a fuck about myself, though, and I'm valuable, and so I'm not fucking with you either. And so I'm definitely not bringing a child into the world with a parent that doesn't want to co-parent and develop and nurture and be invested. Like, then I think that you have to really be mindful of who you're allowing access to your body in that way and who you're procreating with, like, because those things do happen, and I do think that accountability needs to be on both parties. However, I also believe in a woman's right to choose. So I would say that, and but I think that you have the right to choose starting at inception. Like, choose the right nigga. Like, be with the person who has the money. Like, you don't want to bring a child in without money. And secondly, have somebody with ambition that's going to grow. Like, make better choices, and like someone that wants to be there for your kids. Like, you just got to make better choices from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. But then again, it's like, so if the woman got pregnant by him and he got 7 kids or whatever, ain't that kind of like, okay, even if he don't take care of the kid, isn't that just like somebody adopting a kid and not having, like, I'm a single mom, but I can afford all of this, I can take care of my kid, but the parents don't be.
That is another context that I think we talk, like, for example, if I'm poly, I'm also married to a woman, and the risk of having heterosexual relationships, right? Like that, even if you use a rubber, like, you never know what can happen, and that is a consequence of that behavior. But the agreement would be entering upon that partnership, like, my wife and I will raise this child. Like, that's a part of that agreement. That's a part of that conversation. My child will be taken care of. That, like, I'm gonna be fine regardless.
Is that an upfront conversation that you're having?
Yes.
Before sex?
Yes.
In the heat of the moment?
I think that you need to, before you have sex, you need to get tested, right? Because that's what you've been with 75 people.
I ain't pulled up to the
Yes,
clinic.
you are when you are with me. Yes, those are like things that are agreements with me. Like that, I need you. Like, we going. It's not something that is spontaneous.
So
it is like
ain't no first night.
Ain't no Netflix
absolutely not. Because
Ain't
do you
no
know who
Netflix
I
and
am?
chill.
Like, I value myself. I'm not just
Yes.
giving you this. Like, no.
She on the
First
UPS.
night
She on the
happened.
UPS
I've
standards,
never
3 to
had
5
that
business
happen.
days.
You
I mean,
ain't
people
never-
probably wanted that to happen, but I've never did.
You've never had a
anything.
guy
I've
that
had
requested
that
you
happen.
to test
Never,
it?
ever.
I have had that
In my whole
happen.
life.
I have had that happen.
Sex on the
First
first
night
night with
happen.
anybody.
But that's when
Really?
you don't value yourself.
Ever.
You make those choices, and I didn't value myself. It took growth and maturity. Like, I have made choices, and I have been spontaneous, and I have been risky. But like, that comes with to the root of the question. It's like, how much do you value yourself now? I'm investing a whole lot into myself, and therefore the person who's also coming at me, you need to invest something in me too.
But see, this is the thing. A lot of times, that phase, that period that you didn't know and wasn't mature and grown and all that shit, that's when that happens.
You wasn't entering without a
for
rubber.
But I was just saying that's what happens in most cases. So how do we reach the young girls? How, you know what I'm saying? Like, the older
Self-worth.
women need to reach the
Oh, it's over
young
for them.
girls to the point where they can
It's
understand
over for them.
That ain't happening
during
no
that
more.
time.
It's over for them.
That's gone. That's out the window.
It's done.
It's a wrap for that.
So
Wait,
okay,
can I
if
answer
that's the
this
case,
question
we
real
headed to the point where, in this trajectory, in the way everything is going, we headed to the point where it's gonna backfire, and men's gonna be able to say, well,
That's the
I'm signing
other
up,
side
I'm
of the
signing up for
accountability.
this abortion.
Why
And
y'all
women
can't
gonna be
just
like-
go get cut? Why y'all be so against getting cut? What's wrong with it? Then you could just go out, hump everything
Ain't
like
no
a
man
dog.
trying to get
'Cause
neutered.
Why not?
though?
Your balls gonna
But
still
y'all want
work.
us to walk into the clinic. But why not? I'm
What you
just
mean,
asking.
You ain't gotta worry about
Wait,
paying for no
wait.
abortion. She ain't gotta worry about buying no Plan B. You ain't gotta worry about no little bald headed kid running around.
None of it.
You gonna be good. You gonna.
Vasectomies is for like super responsible niggas.
Yeah,
So you
like,
wanna be
y'all-
reckless,
y'all
but then y'all
don't
call the
like
woman
responsible.
reckless.
And y'all
I got a
Extra
vasectomy.
responsible.
That's
Super
that's
responsible.
not. See, that's what
No,
I'm
'cause
saying.
I'm
Because he
honestly
didn't want
thinking
no
about
more
it.
kids.
But wait, to
I do
answer-
have a vasectomy.
So to answer the question, I
Super
honestly,
responsible niggas.
I honestly think women fuck with dudes like that because it's a safe bet, and it gives them a level of plausible deniability. Because even if everything go wrong, say you do have that baby, like we're not talking about these 7 women. They just magically, once they had that kid, they magically are absolved of stuff for some reason on a society level. So, say when you had that kid with an ain't shit nigga, she can still walk away and still look good socially wise. Because all she got to do is say, oh, my baby daddy is a deadbeat ain't shit nigga. You already knew he was ain't shit in the beginning, but now, once you had a baby and you can blow that relationship up, you can walk away scot-free. There's no responsibility. You can't say you fucked it up with a good guy.
Yeah.
It's a bad
She
job.
wins- she wins the-
where more people will be looking at it like, oh, you had such a great dude. What happened? Why did everything go left? Why did he ditch you? Oh, I had this baby with him and he didn't want that baby.
Yeah, she wins the victim Olympics.
But the accountability is on both sides because you fucked an ain't shit bitch and you have the choice to not put your dick in her raw and you have the choice, like it's on both sides and you know the risk and you know that the system
But
is
the
going to
difference-
hold
but
you
the difference
accountable. You're
is-
going to have to pay for that kid no
But
matter
just
what.
like you said, we all said you can strap up and you can have sex and not want the implication of getting pregnant, and it can happen. Even
Then y'all both
dudes
need to have an
don't
abortion.
have that option to say, oh yeah, well we accidentally got pregnant and now we don't. I don't get to choose if we had a kid or not. So that ain't shit bitch can have a kid and I'm still fucked in the game, even though I was trying to be responsible. So if shit go left and because a lot of dudes get caught up like that, and this is why I'm saying it now is because dudes will be like,
They took
yo,
all of the precaution.
they take the precaution and now you'll be like, oh no, she got pregnant. And then we always do this shit where it's like, well, you know how people get pregnant, you have sex. And then we instantly just blame it on the guy. Because it's like, well, you put your dick in her. And it's like, bro, I wasn't even signing up for pregnancy. I was signing up for sex
But now
just
let's-
like everybody
but
else
what is
was.
Grape? Like, is it grape for a man for you all to be riding a nigga?
You can say rape.
Okay, for y'all be riding.
You can say whatever you want here.
Okay, bad. Is it rape?
Not the
Hold on, is it rape? If you ride the nigga and he like, okay, get up.
I've been lifted up.
And
Y'all not lifting
no,
up.
I'm just saying. And y'all on the nigga, y'all got a nigga in control. And the nigga telling you like, hey, you
knew
can
what
tell.
you signed
I'm
up for.
motherfucking like, nigga.
It's
See,
not
that's what I'm
rape.
saying.
It's not rape. You
You
knew what
know-
you signed up
But that's
for.
but every
nigga
time
say
it's
that,
every time
is
it's a
that
situation
rape?
like
If y'all
that,
don't get up,
it's always said
y'all
that the
made
man know
that
what he
pregnant.
signed
You
up for.
so you're telling me it's rape if you wanted to continue, you just didn't want to finish. That is
No, I didn't want to
absurd.
finish.
Hold on, y'all.
I ain't wanna
Hold
finish
on. Let me, because we can't all talk at the same time. I think that Lance has a point here. Because, and let me
I
tell
ain't
you
wanna
why.
finish
But let me
either.
tell you why, right? Because they say that at any point that a woman says no,
Oh.
even during, this is what the sentiment is. This is the truth. Listen,
Hey, he got it.
I agree. I'm not ashamed. I think that anytime
true.
you withdraw consent, if you pursue, like that's at least sexual misconduct at the very least. Like you and it's reproductive justice issues. Like you absolutely have to get up if they say
She
get up.
is not holding that nigga down.
Hold
But
on.
We gonna find it. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all
like,
is not.
especially me.
I ain't gonna say nigga too
Like I'm what? I'm 135. You can literally just flick me off.
No,
Like
bro.
you in there.
I don't live that experience.
That is all on y'all.
No,
Because we in heaven. So we just like, please.
So
that's all we got. That please. Okay.
I rest my case.
That's all we got. That's all we got in
It's
that
not
moment.
rape. You said it's heaven. I rest
I'm
my
just
case.
saying.
Oh,
That's
it's
all we got
pleasurable.
in that moment, though.
So,
we can't
Lance.
lift you up off of us. You
Lance.
gotta get up. If we
Lance,
say
you-
get up, get up.
You willing to risk it all, your purpose, your money, your everything at
know
that
what he about to
moment
say.
because you in heaven.
But
I
no,
feel like that's the decision that the man makes.
no,
is-
no.
No,
Erica.
because I said get up.
Oh, that's a
I
trap.
said
It
get up.
starts.
No, wait.
I said get
We
up.
can't. We not gonna change it. We not gonna change it.
I said
Because
get up.
if you say if a woman is risking everything, even by choosing the guy that she lays down with, and first of all, don't even require him to put on protection in the first place, how much less of a risk is she taking versus what he's taking? And then we not answering the question. If at any point that a woman withdraws consent, even during intercourse, that is considered rape. So, how is it not the same on the other side when we're advocating for equal is all I'm asking.
Well, that's easy.
Technically,
Go ahead, AM.
Because women don't believe that women can rape men.
That's true.
A woman can't rape a man. It's just
Yes, they can.
We don't,
It's
think,
just-
we don't think about it as much.
it doesn't sound like
You don't-
unless
you don't
you got
like-
this big baby D
The
type
problem
girl.
is when a man has sex with a woman, there's a level of aggression to it. So it's always associated with that. So women don't really associate being aggressive, having sex. So it's like, that's not, like they look at it like, oh, well, he wanted it, which would sound really messed up in the reverse. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a manipulative.
That
type
shit
of
hurt
thing.
when y'all throw it back like that sometimes.
Cause I mean, take yeah. Y'all don't be complaining. Y'all do not be
How I
complaining.
get up in the first
Oh,
place?
we wake up with more than wood. Don't act like it's just.
They could say the same thing, how to get wet. Because
Yeah.
stimulation,
It ain't
like,
always wet, though. If that happens.
Like
True.
y'all think we just like we be ready.
I don't know,
like,
man. I think it's
we
a
really be
lot
thinking
of
with the
rape
wrong
babies
head.
out here.
I mean, that might be Lance. He might be.
But I would give up.
He might be right, but
Cause y'all be knowing what y'all doing too. Y'all know when a nigga like, oh, y'all know that. Y'all know that shit. Y'all know what that mean. Y'all feel that shit.
Y'all
Like,
know the
damn,
leg
this
twitch. Quit playing.
Right.
Y'all know exactly
Y'all
what
know
that.
that shit
Y'all know
mean.
exactly the 2 leg twitches I'm talking about, and when y'all need to dismount.
Yeah.
Y'all know.
So do y'all?
Say, y'all all laughing.
So
you
is
see
that-
how I got quiet. Y'all know. Y'all
do
know
y'all
the
consider
sign.
that
Damn.
rape? Do y'all consider that rape if a
technically,
guy?
yes, it is rape.
Hey,
And we let that shit slide.
I'm with
All the
Tyrese.
time.
Wait, so do y'all really want equal? Really?
They don't.
No.
No.
Honestly, if
No.
you really
I
think
never
about it.
I don't.
I don't-
want-
I don't
want
think
to
it's-
either. Either.
Oh no, go ahead, Am. Go
I
ahead,
don't
Am.
think it's. I don't think it's rape. Like, I think because men most of the time really do want sex, I don't look at that as rape. But I tell you what, I do look at as rape. If 2 people, like my man Lance said, are just trying to have casual sex, we know we just having fun, and then she show up one day, I'm pregnant, you gonna have to take care of this kid. That's financial rape.
That's true.
Your decision, too, though.
Cause you can
You
get.
You pulled up to the club and risk it all.
Because you can't
See,
say
now you
that. See,
saying
I'm
I'm
gonna
taking
tell
a-
you why you can't say that.
You did.
You can't say that. I'm gonna tell you why you can't say that. What if you go out with a dude on a date and then he take it? You can't say, well, you decided to go on a date with him.
That's true.
A date is different from sex.
But also, if we wait,
Women
because-
take advantage of guys every single day.
But
They have
even-
them listed in their food in their phone as food.
Food.
That's different.
That's That's financial
No.
abuse.
It's only
That's
different because
$30.
you're not considering this man's feelings at all. You looking at man as an object in this point. You're not looking on the other side of it at any point of
It's
this.
a written rule that you have to ask for permission to have sex.
That's not true.
Yes, wait, no. Let's go with that logic.
That is
Ask
not
for
true.
permission.
Wait, let's go with that
Definitely
logic.
go.
Even
Say,
then,
yes,
so
I
you
want
have
it,
to.
you wanted.
Wait,
No,
so
that is
no.
not true.
That's
That is
Yes,
not
it
true.
Okay,
That's
okay. So let's
consistent.
say, now dudes stop saying, okay, I just want it. And they like, yo, I want it, but I also don't want kids, and I need some type of documented proof saying that you agreed to not have kids.
That's gonna fuck the mood up, though.
99% proof.
Okay, and that's why you seeing a lot of dudes saying, no, I'm straight on smashing now.
Unapologetic.
Because now they see the honey pot trap.
Ain't no man gonna say I'm straight.
Find the next one.
Okay.
No man gonna say I'm straight.
Okay.
And then, like, okay, so I know
That's
this
what
is-
y'all be betting on. Y'all be
Y'all
betting on
not
dudes
gonna
to
be like-
not be too horny and not focused. I will tell you no in a heartbeat. Because if I got money on the table, fuck out of here.
You're like one
Self-discipline is a
interview.
word.
You're like one interview, and then it's like, okay, so there's a such thing as a female condom. Y'all don't be like, hey, I'm gonna put my condom on. You put your condom on. You got birth control on top of that. Y'all don't be y'all. So
What is it? What is a
They ain't
female? What
nobody
is a
never
female
seen a
condom?
female condom in their life.
What is a female condom?
Nobody never
You
seen
can
no shit
have
like
like
that.
I never put that one, but I have
Nobody
like, female
has.
things, but I have like the little. It's like a little film you put in,
Yeah,
you know,
you
and
insert
you
it.
insert it, and it
Yeah.
protects you from
A film?
a film.
I know what you're
it
saying, like-
dissolves, you know. So once you
So wait, well, like
It dissolves.
yeah.
It's
like a
spermicide.
spermicide.
Yeah,
That
it kills
shit
the
don't
sperm.
even-
like a
Poison.
vaginal.
That shit don't even sound
what
real,
you think
bro.
Plan B
It don't
is?
sound
It's
right.
poison.
Yeah, that's
It
true,
don't
that's
taste
true.
good,
Yeah.
but it
It messes up your pH.
I'm serious.
You talking
How
about
do you
the
know
inside?
how it
Mess your pH
tastes?
too.
Yeah,
How do you know how
Plan
it
B does
tastes?
too.
Because I
That's
kissed
why you
somebody
gotta
else.
like not be with
Wow.
So it don't taste good.
Remember, late night real
But
conversation.
it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to protect myself.
That's
I want
real.
to have no kids in the
I
street.
ain't
You know,
never-
I
just
gotta do what I
saying.
need to do.
That's why it's ways around
you the
it.
first person I ever heard said they used one of them before.
So let me ask a question. If a guy says,
less
let's say
effective than a condom.
that a guy says, or a woman says, my body, my choice, right? So she can determine whether or not she wants to have the child or not, right? If the guy says, well, I don't want to be financially responsible since you have control over whether or not you can have the kid, I should be able to determine whether or not I want to take care of it since I'm not wanting to participate in this. Is that a fair exchange, or should he still be required to take care of the kid financially?
Men do it every day.
No, that's not the question. The question
Shit
is,
they do. So they don't pull up to take care of the kid. They done pulled up to, they done pulled up to the club.
She changed
and hit
the
a home
subject
run.
quick as
I
hell.
didn't, but I'm still the same. Like this is a fact. There's so many single mothers in the world that men not taking care of the damn kids. It's a fact. He's just the first person to be like 7. If he didn't have 7 and he only had 1, it wouldn't be a big deal. But he had 7, so it's a big deal. It's a controversy.
But yeah, he
They
shouldn't
do that.
be
They
held
do the shit every
responsible.
day. Men don't owe. It's the responsibility really on the woman.
I like how you just slid by that
And we
question.
take it. We take it.
is it even his kid if he hasn't been DNA tested to prove it?
That's his fault.
No, is it even his kid?
They don't care because the mama don't even claim him no more.
You see how she weaving these questions,
Yeah,
bro?
I'm not weaving nothing.
Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. Once you learn her background, you understand.
Like Day dipping from baby D. Like, come
Tell me
on.
what I said wrong then.
Well, technically,
Okay.
you didn't answer the question.
That's true.
That
Eric.
Anton
Answer a
asked.
damn
You
question.
kind of dodged the question.
Everybody else did.
She politicking over there.
Eric, all right.
Hey, Erica for mayor.
It was my answers. I don't know what y'all talking about.
AM, should a guy be responsible financially? Should he be forced to financially take care of a kid, in your opinion? If
I think that men should have the ability to sign away their rights. And if they sign away their rights, they shouldn't be financially responsible.
Wait, they don't have the ability to sign away their rights?
They do, but I think they still can be financially responsible, though.
Oh,
yeah, they I think they still are for. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know, right? But I think that the only way that he doesn't stay financially responsible is if another guy adopts him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if another
glad
guy
I'm a woman.
adopts the kid, then he no longer becomes financially responsible.
I think
Which
that-
I
I think
don't
it's-
know why a guy would do that at all. Like, I'm very confused as to why a guy would do that.
He's still responsible for if he had back child support, he's still responsible for that.
Yeah.
Up into the date that the other man adopts a child,
Uh-huh.
he's responsible up until that age.
Oh, that's terrible.
But up until that point,
But
because
what
I
if-
think when you do that, when you sign away your rights, it happens in 2 different courts. So where they coming for you for child support is one side of the court system, but where you signed away your rights is a different side of the court system.
Yeah.
So they recognize like, yeah, you can't come get custody of the kid, you can't fight for rights for the kids, but you're still on the hook financially because she's on government assistance, and the government is like, hey, yo.
So what's why would a guy adopt a kid? Why would he adopt the child or the kid for the woman if he with a single mother?
That's between the heart and the soul of that man and what he decided to do.
But what's the point? I don't understand what the point.
I mean,
except forcing itself to be.
Well, you like you said, the way men show love is through sacrifice. They do something. They show acts of love. So some men, when they want to show a woman that they love that woman, they adopt a kid.
Well, they might not be able to have kids, and they just like, this the perfect situation.
Okay, so let me pivot then. Let me pivot for a minute. I got another question. Would y'all ever advise a guy? I shouldn't even ask this question. Would y'all ever advise a man to marry a woman with small kids?
I would really have to sit down and have a real intimate conversation over some whiskey and a cigar with this man to be trying to dole out that type of advice, because it's all dependent. I've seen people that had small children and the father died, or
What difference would it make?
It's high context. Like if a father dies and she's just a widow for some.
What difference would it make?
It ain't
another man in the picture.
What does that have to do with the guy? How does that have anything to do with the guy?
Because it showed how you can how the dominance in the relationship, basically. Like, hey, do I have to consult with another dude about what's going on with this kid for legal reasons?
Even if you didn't.
Legally.
Even if you didn't.
I would say, okay. I mean, if you want to take on that responsibility of a child, I'm not your father and to stop you from doing that.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just asking. I just got to ask the question.
But I'm saying, me personally, I wouldn't do it, because once you do that, you taking on the responsibility of a kid, and that's a lifelong responsibility, and you're taking. People show traits from other sides of family. Shit go down. Other people will be like, oh, this is my cousin. It's too many unknown factors for me.
So you would never talk to a single mother?
I have, and that was a grave mistake.
I have, and I hate
that boy scarred.
Why was it a grave mistake?
We don't even talk no more. I did a bunch of stuff for that kid. I don't know nothing about anything. Because at that point I was just an accessory. Real talk. I was there to fulfill a need. Once the need was fulfilled, I was ghosted and dropped like the old iPhone most people would. I was discarded, and I was sitting there, and a lot of dudes be sitting there like how Tyrese was just on Sway in the morning talking about like his baby mama just drop off his kid and don't be saying nothing to him. And he like, I pay all of this money a month and you can't even say hi to me? Mm-hmm. Like you just drop off the kid and it's nothing like how you doing, how's life? It's just, I'm just a paycheck now.
He's bugging. Why he wanted to say hi?
Exactly. Like,
drop the kid off and keep it moving.
I'm not saying that he's not bugging, but the feeling that he's getting is like, dang, we had something at some point. We share a child together. Now all of a sudden, I'm not even worth 2 words. Uh-huh. But I bet you if that money don't show up, it's gonna be a whole lot of words.
Yo, Tyrese is no longer part of the dark skin coalition, man. He's always in his feelings, man. He is. He's the most light skinned, dark skinned brother ever.
Again, I'm not saying he right for what he did on Sway in the morning, but I'm saying I understand that sentiment, and that's why I stepped away from that single mother very quickly.
She must have walked away from him, because if he walked away, he wouldn't have cared if she spoke to him or not.
No, not necessarily.
I guarantee.
If you got to pay somebody a lot of money, and then you seeing them and it's like, hey, yo, you driving up in a car that I know that this money is going towards this, and I'm talking about a substantial amount of money, and that person treats you like you don't exist, you gonna kind of feel some type of way.
But he was just crying about not being able to see his kid, and now you getting her, and now you mad because you're not getting a high.
I believe that if you have to pay alimony, or if you have to pay an egregious amount of child support, that I should still be able to have sex with you.
That's
outta here. You
illegal.
ain't getting
That is prostitution.
Right.
That
you
is
mean?
prostitution.
I'm taking
Actually,
care of
that's-
you. What are
That's
you talking about?
You treat
prostitution.
Bunny like it
That's
ain't
how
nothing.
alimony set up.
It is. Wait. Why should I? Wait. So why? I should still be able to afford you the same lifestyle, but I shouldn't be able to get the same thing that I was getting as a result of you getting that
Y'all was
lifestyle.
looking at me.
That's
I was
the
just
price
saying,
of
say
vagina.
2 words. He wants sex.
Well,
I
then
just
if,
said
hold
2
on.
words.
If
Say
that's
hi.
the price
Ask
of
if I'm okay.
vagina, if that's
He
the
like-
price of
he like,
vagina, then I think that the price of vagina is overpriced.
The price of penis is overpriced.
No,
You,
it's not.
I'm
What?
stuck
No,
with
it's
this
not.
child.
Penis
for the
is
rest of
free.
Talk
my
about a
life.
man with 7 kids
Wait.
that women literally
Hold on,
do.
bro, hold on,
Time
Go
out.
ahead,
Time out. Penis is free. What you mean the price of penis?
It
is.
come with a whole lot attached to it.
No, the only thing that come
It-
attached to it is what y'all want attached to it.
Who want a kid attached to the hip? First of all, that
Y'all can get rid of the
It's
kid.
no. It's no guy that's ever gonna turn down box if a girl say, "Listen, can you put on a rubber?" He's not gonna be like,
Ever.
"Nah, I'm out."
Ever.
He's not gonna be like, "No, I'm
Ever.
out." So I don't really know what y'all
He
talking
could have
about.
Niggas
rode
gonna
his
try
bike
you.
over there
Niggas gonna try
in the
you.
middle of winter.
I shit you
He
not.
gonna go
I ran-
outside,
I
get on that
ran-
bike, and he gonna ride to
I
the
ran
store and get a
around the
condom.
corner
Facts.
in like a minute flat. It was like, hey,
like
yo,
booty call.
And they gonna
Yeah,
respect
it was in
that.
the middle of the night. It was in the middle of the night, and it was like, yo, do you have a rubber? And I thought I did, and I did not. And I said F the keys because we was right there, and I was like, I cannot let this moment slip.
Right.
I was running faster than Usain Bolt. I swear to God, if you could have clocked me, I could have been in the NFL combine that
Great.
night. I swear.
Great moments in hookup history.
I promise you. Every man would, and I was a big boy back then, so it was a lot of jiggling, moving. But I promise you, we not turning it down. If we gotta walk, if we gotta call
And
a
if they do,
homeboy to be
you
like,
should
"Hey,
not take
drop
it."
this off," we got Amazon now. They'll low key deliver it to you.
So that's even more. Why not just go get snipped if it's gonna be that detrimental? If you're not gonna turn it down no matter what. So just go ahead and get cut.
You want to know the dark truth about
Children
that?
are
Answer?
like,
It's a pride thing,
Go
ain't
ahead,
it?
Jess. What was you saying?
Go ahead.
I
bro.
just
Let's
feel like the biggest risk of unprotected sex is not children. And I also think that a man who can deny their child after they're born is heartless. Like, sure, that if you want that logically, yes, that's within your logical balance. You want to have this logical debate, yes, you absolutely should be able to sign away your rights. Yep, you got it. But if you do that after your child is born, bro, come on, what's wrong with you? That's your soul. But
Well, what if you do that when your child's still in you?
I mean, I don't. It depends on when. I said after the child is born, which is when I view life. That like we are not having that conversation though. Like, why are we having that conversation though?
I was asking the question.
But I said
Round
after
45.
birth. After birth.
Fight.
If we talk about time, after birth. Okay, that's a life.
Men have a lot to lose at the end of the day. So what's wrong with y'all that y'all won't strap up to protect yourself? To protect
Oh no.
your
I agree with
livelihood?
that 100%.
Like, y'all have a lot to lose. Why wouldn't you just pull up to the club strapped?
Especially if you cheating. Like, so many people done got
I mean,
caught
but-
cheating
Y'all
It's
love
because they
it.
got a
But
kid.
You know what?
Nah, it's different from that nighttime, that one night stand
Y'all love
shit. That's
that.
different. That's condom time.
No, because
But after
look,
y'all done did it,
Go ahead,
it's
Am.
time to get my-
if there's a known assassin that loves to shoot the club up,
Future.
and you the bouncer, and you let him in the club, you can't be mad when he shoot the club up.
That don't make sense.
Yes, it does. It makes
But if you
perfect
know she
sense.
pro-life, you can't be mad when you on
Nobody
child
asking
support.
questions. Nobody asking questions like, "Do you want to have a child?" Like,
Well, that's not
don't
typically
know.
how. That's not typically how.
I ain't a one night stand girl, so I don't know what those conversations
Well, see, look,
be like.
here's the thing. You a Gen Xer, right?
What was that?
No, she a millennial.
She a millennial? You're a millennial. Okay. So
Like, which one am I?
nowadays, like, typically that's not how hookup culture works. Like, you'll have two people that'll meet each other on an app or, maybe at a club. I don't know. Most of them don't go outside. But when they getting ready to get into it, they not asking these questions. They just getting ready to have sex. And then a oops baby happen. And then when the oops baby happen, it's like, yo, I'm not going to take it. It's really some selfishness is really what it is. The girl is like, I'm not taking care of this baby by myself. And the dude is like, well, I didn't want to have a baby, you know. It's that type of thing. Because really, to be truthfully honest, back in the day, if a woman had a oops baby in the 70s and 80s, like, she'll raise the kid.
We still do.
No, I mean raise the kid without having to hunt down the deadbeat.
We still do. This is just
If
a
you say so.
conversation today.
If you say so.
So many
So wait, y'all
mamas
think
say
that
you
y'all
say
wait,
so.
y'all think I don't think that women are the same as far as
Nah.
their motherly
Still saying
role.
they
and
chasing these niggas down.
I don't think that the women are
They
the same
not.
with their motherly role and instincts and none of that. I don't think.
We do.
I think we got a completely different type of woman now.
It's the church of God in Christ to me. I can't take it. I had a daddy.
She's overwhelmed.
My children. I have 2 kids. They have great fathers. So I don't know what that story is like, but I hear the story.
But see, you already disqualified. You said your dad was in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't never had a one night stand. Mm-hmm. So already with those 2, you disqualified from any of them scenarios. Because most of these chicks, like, they don't even know who their daddy is.
I'm gonna stay in my lane.
But a man, just like y'all was saying about the condom thing, a man would respect you a little more if it was on some one night stand and she could be like, hold on, baby, you gotta strap up. A man will actually look at you with more respect now.
You still
You know,
a one-night
after y'all
stand.
done smashed a few times. This is where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
real
done smashed
Talk
a few
about it.
times. Now it's time for the rubber to come off.
Yeah.
And y'all ain't had that
Conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know,
'Cause you
everybody,
gotta
once
have
you
that
get comfortable
conversation.
with somebody, and you can smash a few times, okay, now it's, you know, it's grown
Mm-hmm.
time.
That's how my son got here.
I just son get here, B.
No, I'm
No,
serious.
don't say that. Don't say that.
He
No,
said,
I learned.
is it a setup or did he volunteer to participate?
I opened.
I was just
No, I
trying to help
literally.
you, bro.
He said that. I didn't.
we had
I
a
didn't
long.
set it up.
We had a long standing. We had a long standing friendship during the pandemic. Yeah, y'all done heard this story before. We talked about it. We was like, yo, no condoms. Hey, but on the off chance this happens, what we doing? I was in a position where I'm older. I can afford to take care of my son. I am well into my career to be able to do this. So when the question was posed, I thought about it logically from where I stood. So yeah, my when that happened and it was like, oh yo, I'm pregnant. It's like, okay. We had the conversation already, but before we had that conversation, before anything, like soon as we was like, hey yo, hey man, because honestly, I'm gonna be real, like. I was like, hey man, I'm a little too old for this condom shit. I'm a little I pay a little too much into my 401k for this condom shit right now.
Get it on, risk it on.
Like I'm just being real. Like it was a little arrogant moment, but it was with a trusted person that I knew I could have that open and honest conversation with. So now we both parent our kid, happiest little boy ever, and it ain't no problem. But I knew what I signed up for. So now, even when things are shifting that I wasn't 100% expecting, I'm like, okay, I knew what I signed up for, and I know I have to move because this is what I signed up for. Like there are some things that are gonna happen, and I'm gonna have to be like, okay, wasn't expecting that 100%, but that's a part of being a parent.
I was so deathly afraid.
Oh, dude, I'm 34. I was terrified. She wasn't wrong. Dudes are scared to have. They view kids as a bad thing. Like a lot
I
of
was so
dudes do
deathly
think
afraid that I just made up in my mind I wasn't gonna have no kids. I wasn't even gonna put myself in a position to have no kids outside of wedlock. I was so. I don't know if it was just the way I was raised, my instincts, whatever. I'm sure all of it contributed, right? But in a general sense, for me, it just wasn't it couldn't happen. It wasn't a thing. I was never gonna get a woman pregnant out of wedlock. So much so to even when I got married, we was having a conversation to determine whether or not we even wanted to have kids a kid in the first place. If we were gonna have a kid, I was only gonna have one. After I had my kid, I got a vasectomy. That was end of the conversation. Like it just wasn't a thing. I never had a scare. I never was in a position to be scared. That just never was a thing to me. So I don't know what guys go through when they in those type of positions because I've never had to plan for a child with a chick that I didn't see myself being with for the rest of my life. So it's just a completely different experience, and it's always interesting to hear the perspective of other guys that go through it, because I've never even been in a position to have that possibility of even going through it at all. So it's just wild to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I had 3 boys, but I was 22 when I had my first son, and I was in like a 10-year relationship. But I planned to have my kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oops, here they are, whatever. For me, the scary part wasn't until he was actually born, and then you're looking like, damn, I'm responsible for him. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure he's straight, and it's when you realize you're responsible for something other than yourself.
That pressure.
And it's crazy. But no, I was just determined I wasn't gonna be no teenage father. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Lance?
That hospital room, that's a motherfucker.
Hey, yo. Hey, real talk.
Fuck y'all. Y'all be talking about, well, we gotta go through, no, nigga, we gotta watch that shit. Fuck you and all that, man. Man, that shit is terror.
Hey.
And I'm talking about y'all, y'all be going through y'all thing. I understand. Y'all just don't understand what we see.
But you don't feel it.
Nah, but y'all don't gotta watch that shit, though.
Yeah, that shit is
You know what I'm saying?
horrible.
I
gotta
understand.
feel it.
Okay, I understand y'all feeling it.
That shit is horrible, especially if you gotta watch if you see the C-section.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm very blessed. She didn't have a C-section.
Yeah, bro.
C-section shit.
None of that. Like, but again, like, even when she was having a kid, like, I wasn't prepared for that. Like, but I didn't trip for whatever reason. And I think that maybe I just had such an attachment to my daughter, and I was so obsessed with her before she even got here. And I was talking to her. I was the first person to hold her. I was talking to her, and that was my heart. And even to this day, like, the same way that I was best friends with my father, like, my father was my best friend in the world. She's the way that I am. She's that way with me that I was with my father. And we, like homies, like, literally, I come home with a new hoodie, and she go right in my closet and steal it. And next thing you know, she wearing it tomorrow, and I never get it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that I couldn't imagine. 2 things. I couldn't imagine myself being able to do that with somebody that it's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's number 1. Number 2, I just can't imagine having a kid and I'm not in their kid life. I just can't. That's just not me. I'm not built for it. It's just different for me.
That don't work.
I can't imagine it either, but this is the type of people this society is making.
I always just think, I just be like, thank you for my daddy, because at the end of the day, I never felt unwanted. I never felt unprotected. I never felt unloved. I never felt not pretty. I never felt not good about myself, all because of my dad. So
That's why you didn't have no one-night stands.
yeah.
Like, real talk.
He really
Like,
used
real
to talk
talk.
to me and tell me, like, no, this ain't what you about to do, and so my dad just used to talk to me, and so that's why I really don't understand why a man could have like 7 kids and not feel like he should be attached to none of them. Like, that part to me just doesn't make any kind of sense. But I get it. I get it, but I don't get it because I've never lived it. So to me, just seeing men, and I don't even talk to men that are irresponsible. I talk to men that are great fathers. Maybe they are, reflective of the person that my dad was. But if they have kids, they are good fathers. They keep their kids, they care about their kids. And that's what I feel like that's what I value, like that's something that I can respect. I'm never going to say I'm okay
job,
for
though.
you being a deadbeat dad.
It's still a thankless job.
No.
I still think it's a thankless job.
Stepdad.
Being a father in
dad,
general, I think it's a
period.
thankless job.
Yeah.
I think so. I think as men we find the silver lining in most things. I think being a man is a thankless job.
It is.
Yeah.
Let alone being a father, right? No matter what, you're always gonna celebrate the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Mother's Day is a thing. Father's Day is an afterthought, right?
Don't forget your time.
Being a man, the responsibility is always leveled on you. The anything that happens, regardless of a woman, you see a woman and say, "Oh, I need a partner. I want to find a new partner or whatever. I want a guy to partner with me." The responsibility all still falls on the man. If anything happens, it falls on his shoulders. Provision, protection. If anything happens, you lose your house, it always falls back on his shoulders. It's a thankless job. And the only time that a guy gets real accolades is when he dies. He don't really get his flowers while he's here. And nobody truly understands what he's going through, but there's always going to be these heavy expectations on him. So I think it's a thankless job. I think that guys have gotten to the point today where they tired. They tired of not being heard. They tired of being treated like second-class citizens when it comes to being, their needs and people saying, well, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. And I think that it only started spilling over because guys have always been tired, but it only started spilling over when you started having equality.
Mm-hmm.
When there started being an advocating for equality, because it's then like, okay, so you want equal when it comes to the opportunities and the benefits, but you don't want equal when it comes to the responsibilities of your decisions that go along with it. Guys still do the hardest jobs. Guys are still the ones that's overwhelmingly being imprisoned. Guys are the ones that's still dying overwhelmingly for the things that they have to deal with on a regular basis. And
Majority of the home
women are
population.
advocating against even updating family court laws that then would make it more equal or equal playing field based off of what it is that we see in this society today. And so it's a thankless job in my opinion, and I don't think that women are truly taking into consideration what men go through when they start to say that they want equal.
But you know what else? They don't. Women don't take the time to understand men in general, and they don't realize that every man ain't built to be a man. They don't realize that shit.
Yes, we do.
Nah, y'all don't.
Y'all perception
Y'all
of
don't.
what
I'm sorry.
Y'all perception of what that
Wait.
what a man is.
Let me mind that out. What do you mean by
Weird.
that, AM?
Like, there's a certain way, like when you were just talking about your daughter, how you feel about your daughter, the way he feel about his child, the way I feel about my child. Every dude ain't like that. Like, every dude ain't built like that.
Yeah.
And like, to say women do know that, I think you guys, you know it, but you don't really take it seriously. Like, look at the dude with the 7, like, those women
they
could
think it's
not be
corny.
taking that seriously to be in that situation.
Y'all think it's
Like,
corny?
let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way funky. Women they be letting broke, raggedy, shiftless, non-ambitious dudes
Facts.
shoot up the club
Facts.
on a regular basis.
And that's one thing I never will understand. I've never had an abortion. I don't even have a child right now. I probably won't have a child. But I don't know. Like, I watch my cousins pop playing bees, have abortions back to back, and be like, I'm going to keep this one. And I'm just like, and then be like, oh, the daddy ain't doing this, he ain't doing that, he barely getting her, he ain't watching her. And it's just like, but you knew what was going on. And that happens like all the time. I think it's like a sickness. Because a lot of women, they just, I don't know if they doing it just to say they had his kid or if they're just doing it just to prove a point, like, you're not about to tell me what to do. But
What's the mindset of a woman? And I'm going to just kind of go around the room in a general sense.
regarding what though? Like,
With regard to who y'all decide to lay down with and sleep with?
What's the rubric?
I think that depends on where a woman is in her development. Like Erica spoke about having male presence in her childhood and knowing what a good man represents. But if we have a whole generation of men who don't show up for their kids or their daughters, how can a fatherless daughter be able to discern what a good man is when there's not been an appropriate role model because her grandfather and her father are not around? And so if we have no standard upon which to evaluate, like, I'm just maybe seeking the love I didn't have from my father when I'm laying down. I just want affection from a man. Like, and I have a void in me. I'm seeking to feel a void. But once you realize, like, you got to pour into yourself to fill that void and not look for it in other people, only in God, then you will, like, have more respect for yourself when you're choosing who to like, you can still have casual fun, but, like, find somebody who's willing to take the responsibility when you're doing that. Like, find somebody who's going to show up the way that you, like, you got to, like, invest in yourself and value yourself. And it really depends on where that woman is in her journey when she's making those choices.
I don't know. Because, I mean, like you said, like, the grandfather, the father, like, my role models come from my cousins, like, watching them, even, like, the ones that got married into the family. Like, I have a cousin, well, by marriage, he's raising a child that's not his, and, like, been there since, I think she was, like, 2. And now he got his own kid, married to the, you know, the mother. And, like, when I tell you this man works day and night, provides, and, like, is a great husband, like, I get my role models from them. Like, my dad's in the picture, but he's not in the picture, like, mental health issues, but I look around, like, at the positive male role models, because I can't just be like, I know what a deadbeat is, and I know what a deadbeat nigga is, so I'm not about to be like, ooh, he fine, let me go see what this little future type nigga is. Like, no, like, it's okay to just, maybe they do be lonely, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like,
I would just say
it's
that
not that
you
deep.
don't have a void. You don't have a void.
In a
it feel
sense.
like you fulfilled.
I mean,
In addition to having exposure and role model.
I know what I don't want, because I seen my mama struggle. I seen my cousins have children with deadbeat dudes, and just, I'll be like, you are retarded, because there's no way I'm about to
Because
sit
you
here.
deserve better. You know you deserve more.
And then it's like, I view sex differently, because it's like, if I can't even see me marrying you or, like, actually having your kid, why am I laying with you? If I don't even feel like you about to build with me, we can't have a conversation about normal stuff. Like, you want to just hop on the game all day and just sit there. You want to go to your...
So it's not about fulfilling the need?
Boom.
It's about fulfilling a certain need, but...
Because y'all, listen,
gets...
let's
So
be real.
wait.
Women got needs too. Go ahead, Am.
So wait, you said that if you couldn't see yourself marrying the person, you couldn't see yourself having sex with them? Be careful. You might set a tone.
In a sense, I can't set that tone because I'm not a virgin, so I cannot set that specific tone. But I'm just saying, in a way, I'm gonna lay with somebody, but not like, I'm not about to casually just lay with somebody. If I'm in a relationship with you, yeah, we gonna be having sex. I'm not a virgin, so anyway. But and then it's like, it's certain things I'm not gonna do. If I know I don't want a kid, I'm gonna make you wear a condom, or I'm gonna get on birth control if we not using condoms, because I don't want a child. Like, that's just stupid.
See, she just proved my point. I did shows about this. I said there's no such thing as a woman that has a kid that doesn't want to have a kid. Doesn't exist.
Honestly. And I don't believe in abortion, so I know for a fact that's not something that I'm about to do. I'm not about to go and say, if I decided to have a one night stand with somebody just because, okay, I thought he was fine and he decent, let's go ahead and smash. If I end up pregnant, I know I'm going to be stuck with that kid because I'm not got to kill it.
That's definitely a mindset of knowing that you know, you might be stuck with this. So my mom had all of her children very young. So she started having kids at 14. So by the age of 19, she had 5 kids. And so, you know, I had both. My mom was raised by her dad, so I had a grandfather, and I had a dad, and both of them raised me. So to me, I was able to see, like, what a man raising his own children looked like. And I've definitely had my stages in life where, you know, I had my little my little jump off season. Honestly, I mean, just being a young woman, sometimes you will, if you feel like, okay, well, I can do what I want to do. But then at the end of the day, I realized that in doing what I wanted to do, it was more abusive to me. It was more abusive to my body, my mentality. It wasn't really providing the the evidence of what it was that I saw in my future. So I'm like, I'm just fucking for no reason.
Right. You're just sitting there with a wet ass.
You know, and it's just like, it's dumb. I mean, it wasn't like 20 niggas, but, still having more than one is a lot. I've been to the abortion clinic. And to me, that was just something that just took a little piece of me, like, baby, we can't be pulling up like this. Like, this is not something you want to do, because you do feel shame when you walk through that door. You feel shame when you walk back out the door. You feel shame when you get in a car with the person who got to pick you up. To know, damn, this can't really be a secret, but it's supposed to be a secret. They know something that you've done that you're ashamed of. So me just taking like shame in those situations of having sex with those men or going to the clinic, I'm like, how many times can you really do this and be okay with it?
Some people a lot.
No.
So when you said I'm just fucking for no reason, did you have like the moment where you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yes.
Dudes actually had that moment.
Yeah. So it's just like, I was like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? Like, what's the purpose at the end of the day? It didn't even make sense. So then I was like, okay.
If you get enough women, you'll have that moment in the middle of sex, like.
Yeah.
You'll be like, what am I doing?
You'll be in some wild situations like, why am I with this woman? What the hell am I doing?
Yeah, like.
And I've done it, like, and stopped in the middle and was like, all right, bro, I don't even really know who you are. Can I?
Every nigga that fuck that chick, they ashamed of. Everybody got that, what
It's just one.
Everybody got that.
Yeah, it was like the one.
Nope.
It's just one.
Everybody got that one.
Nope.
Time clocked out the game.
I don't.
Time clocked out early. He was like, time.
I got the one I want.
Everybody got one.
Not me.
You disqualified from this conversation.
I don't have one. I don't have that one.
Irresponsible.
Well, that's good. But after you
I
do,
don't.
then
Everybody
you be like,
can't
no,
hit the
I'm
$20,000 half court shot.
You know what the funny part about this whole thing is that if you go back to high school, right? Because I went to school with Erica. I went to school with Lance. I'm not supposed to be the responsible one. And that's why Lance is laughing, because I'm not supposed to be the responsible one. I'm the guy that they probably, I wasn't bad like that. Look at him. I'm not voted most likely to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that dude. Like, I had a good time in high school. You know what I'm saying? I had a phenomenal time and all of that. But you just don't know. I'm the responsible one. I took care of business. I was about chilling, and I never got caught up in no nonsense. But I had a phenomenal time in high school, and so it's wild to see how some people went that other way, and I went the route that I went. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts. I don't know.
I ain't do nothing in high school for real. So maybe it was my college years that I kind of went a little bit.
I definitely.
I'm
You
serious.
did something.
I did one in high school, but nobody. Well, I can't say that. So
Be careful. You might set a tone with what you say.
Oh my God.
Real careful.
yeah. So
I like that.
anyways, it was not. A lot.
You gotta remember,
because
you
I almost forgot.
You forget stuff.
No. I was
All right, but
virgin
let me
till
back
college.
up though, right? Because again, the question still is, nobody really answered this. I don't understand. Again, and somebody just got to let me know because I have never experienced it. I don't understand the benefit of a guy dating a woman with small kids.
What's the problem with
There
this?
is
though?
no-
What do you mean? What's the problem
There
with it?
What's the
is no
problem with it?
benefit.
There's no benefit. I mean, unless he just physically can't have
So
kids.
why would he do it if
If he-
there is no benefit?
Like, if he got one ball, like, he probably won't.
I mean,
Date
why wouldn't
somebody.
he do it if he liked the woman? I'm
Because-
a
might like the
woman, first
kid.
of all. I'm a
well,
woman
because
right now.
because it's a package deal.
That vagina.
That's why he's
It's
doing
a,
it.
it's a
don't have a
package
problem
deal.
That's
with
why
that.
he's doing it.
If he a man that fuck with a chick with kids really fuck with that woman,
Yeah.
And that's just
He
point
need a
blank,
place to
period.
stay.
I'm just not sure. I'm not sure that there's a
Damn,
woman.
don't shoot.
That's true sometimes.
Cause
That's
I got
true sometimes.
stepfathers in my family, and they some cold motherfuckers. Like they raised them other niggas' kids.
Why though?
I was
Or
just about to
maybe
say that.
something happened.
I don't know.
Why would they do
Maybe
But
that?
when they young, they become family. Like I got
It's
cousins
kids.
that's
It's kids.
they are cousins, but they
Yeah.
really not. But they been in the family since
Yeah.
they was one or before I was born.
Don't
So-
matter.
I gotta
I mean,
say
but
that.
no. Think
Family.
about this. Let's put this in perspective. Like, let's really put this in
You
perspective.
know, it's not no benefit.
This is somebody else's seed,
Mm-hmm.
It's
right?
zero- it's zero benefit.
And it's a strong possibility he's still gonna be searching for his father to understand who he is, right? It's a strong possibility that he also not gonna truly respect you the way that he's supposed to,
He ain't.
because he still don't see you as his daddy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he may not even appreciate you until you way too old. Then he'll say, "Oh, thanks, I appreciate you. You really was there for me," right? But my point is just like, is it possible for a woman to just be that phenomenal to where it's worth it for a guy to really step outside of
Yeah.
to take
Yes.
on that package?
No,
Yes.
no, that's
a package.
not.
That's
Yes.
a package.
My
Shouldn't
stepdad
no
did it.
package
it's,
like
it's not
that.
that she's.
That's a package.
It's not.
So-
It's not that she's phenomenal. It's black culture teaches that. Like when I was younger, it was always this thing when you started having teen mothers. It's like, oh, if you want to be with her, you got to accept her kid. Like that was like pushed off. That was one of the main things in the culture in the 90s. It's like, oh, well, if you're going to be with her, you got to accept her kid. And most dudes was like, well, you know, it is what it is.
I got married with a small kid. I mean, and
He
he
liked
loved,
you.
and he
He
loved
loved-
him, and
he
he
liked you.
he was doing everything with that little boy. Though I'm just saying, though, yeah, he did. He loved me, but he also was acting like a father to him. I don't feel like he felt any kind of way. You know, they went to the movies, they did sushi, they did bike rides, like they did everything together. And my son also still has a father too.
I don't wanna get
it
too
was
deep.
never,
Heck
a,
no.
it was never a
I don't
problem.
want to get too deep.
Go ahead.
But who left that relationship?
You know the woman did.
Oh my God! No, E, tell me it's not true.
I'm a statistic.
E, what the heck is going on? What the heck?
Yeah, I was fucked up.
What do you mean you left? Why you leave?
Yeah, I left.
Why? Why did you leave?
You know what? In hindsight, I don't want to be with my ex, but I wish that I would not have left. Maybe I should have stayed just a little bit longer.
Here come
You
my
shouldn't
ex.
let Lance hear that.
Simply
I
because
already knew.
no, because when I think about, you know, like the whole scope of things, you know, you had this, and you know, there's gonna be bumps and bruises, but some of them damn bumps and bruises was just unbearable, for me, no, and because I felt like I was worth more. And when you feel like you worth more, sometimes that ego just like step in the front, and you're like, no, I'm this. You can't treat me like this. You go find somebody else. So that was a part of the equation, and I left.
You didn't.
That
value,
dude
you didn't
was a-
respect that shit. You ain't respect.
You
I
left
feel
the
like
good-
he didn't
Yeah,
respect me.
No, you ain't respect the fact that he was, on, you know, taking care of yours. You just took that shit. You took it for granted.
I
that he
did.
was doing
I probably
that.
did. I
You
thought it
took
was
that
part
shit
of
for
the
gra-
equation.
yeah.
That's
You
what
took
you're
it for
supposed
granted.
to do.
You ain't
Yeah.
value that and then yeah.
Them good
That's
dudes
fucked
be
up.
biting the dust. They be
No,
done.
I won't say.
Yeah.
I won't say he was
It
100%
has a lot of
good,
years.
but it was
Does.
a lot of good there. It was a lot of good there to build what could have been a really good, you know, foundation, and
Man, you
the
know how
egos
many-
of two people.
You
It
know how
wasn't
many
just
dudes-
me. It was the egos of him and me, and we just was like, okay, well, you know. And the messed up part about it is, you know, my daughter, she came. Yeah, right.
She asked about him.
No, she didn't. So
Oh.
I found out I was pregnant like the day after the divorce. So that was like another little trying part.
Whoa.
That was layers, you know, to the situation. But overall, it was just like, dang.
You said
I
you
just
were
messed-
pregnant or you thought you were pregnant?
I took a pregnancy test the day after the divorce and found out I was pregnant.
You regret it.
So wait a minute.
Was it the hormone that made you divorce him?
We went to
Wait,
court
wait.
and the judge was just asking like, do you think you're pregnant? Is there any positive? I'm like, no. But then I thought about it like, damn.
You
what
was just
if?
wanted to be a strong.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
It's crazy.
Time out. Time
wanted
out.
to be a strong.
So y'all
independent
was
woman,
y'all was having sex all the way up to the divorce?
It was a couple months before the divorce. So I was 3 months. I ain't trying to tell you all my business, but I don't care. But it happens. I don't have nothing to hide. It happens, and it happened that way.
But see, just like Ja Morant, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to be a gangster now. You wanted to be a strong, independent black woman. You felt that you was.
I did.
And so you ain't even respect that man that took care of that baby and them other babies and then had another baby.
I only got one baby. Don't say other babies.
You got 2 babies or one?
I only got 2 kids. One his and the one
See, I got
from,
3 kids,
my
so
son.
I think everybody
They
got
12
3
years
kids.
apart.
Dang.
But yeah.
Wait a minute.
Not you putting 3 kids on
That's
everybody,
wild
man.
as hell, huh?
Not you putting 3 kids on everybody because you got 3.
I'm just saying.
But Lance, at the end of the day, you're right. You know, I mean, it was an ego thing. It was the ego thing. It was a strong, woman mindset. I don't really gotta take this from this person treating me like this because I am this. Not thinking about the position of the man. I know it's wrong.
That come from the culture.
Yeah,
like,
I know it's wrong in hindsight, but it is what it is.
But you know what's crazy? What's crazy is when you have relationships like that where the dude takes on that role and he raises the child like his child. He do feel some type of way when that separation happened because he know he doesn't have any rights to go visit that child and see that child.
And we got hearts and shit too. Our hearts be broke. You know what I'm saying? We got feelings. Like man, we play this tough role and shit, but we be having feelings.
Not me.
Y'all don't be caring. Y'all don't be caring.
You know you love your family. You know if something happened to your family, you gonna have a problem.
He literally just said his daughter was his best friend. Like he's stunned. Like okay.
Y'all don't really know who I am.
My daughter took my heart when she was born. When she came out, and I was like, "You say the first, you know that shit. The first time you the first person to hold your baby, nigga.
Listen,
But you don't put yourself in circumstances to have to deal with that.
No. But listen, and Rita, she's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Rita will tell you that when I turn to that other side, I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Everybody and everything.
Like her included, she can get it. Anybody can get it. Like I don't know. Something is wrong with me.
I love my people.
I put all of that emotion and feeling to the side. I'm able to easily separate that junk to where it's a completely different thing for me. And so I don't let how I felt about you yesterday determine how it is that I'm gonna deal with you right now. I can set that shit aside without even thinking twice, and everybody could be on the hit list. Yeah. And so I'm different in that way. I'm not controlled by emotion. I could cut that junk off like a light switch without even blinking twice.
I had to do that the other day because my kids. They're jerks sometimes. Like for real. They're jerks, like for real. Like my second oldest son, like he just finished barber school. So he had to go to take the state board test or whatever. So he had to go on a Monday. So the day before he's like, Dad, I gotta go and get some supplies. Can you take me? I'm like, okay, I'll take you when I get up, right? So I get up and I'm in the office doing something, and so I completely forgot about it. So I'm thinking, did he catch an Uber and go do what he needed to do? So I text him. He's like, no, I didn't catch an Uber. Now keep in mind, he's been up since like 5 in the morning. At this time, it's probably like noon. And so I get up and I'm like, yo, I knock on his door. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be downstairs in the car. Like, come on, like get dressed and come on, right? So I go down in the car, crank the car up. I'm sitting in the car for like, I swear to God, it had to be 20 minutes. And I'm just like, what the hell? So I turn the car off. Now, he can hear me turn the car off, right? So as soon as he hears me turn the car off, I hear the feet coming down the stairs, right?
Yeah.
So he comes up, this dude is fresh to death, freaking necklace on, smelling like cologne, to go to the store. I'm like, dude, what did you do? Did you go up there and like take a shower and do a bunch of, like, what did you do? And he's like, yo, I had to get right. I say, yo, catch an Uber, dude. I'm not messing with you today. Like, catch an Uber. I'm done. Like, they're crazy. Like, they'll do goofy stuff, and then they'll look at you like you're wrong. Like the other day, we had a conversation where he was like, it's stupid as hell. He was drinking all the almond milk, and my wife, like, she uses the almond milk, right? So he's like, Dad, I need some more almond milk because of this, that. It was some stupid argument, right, about almond milk. And so they had a discussion, and they're talking about it, and he's like, but I don't even be here, and I have to take out the trash, and I don't really even use the trash. And I looked at him, I was like, bro, do you pay rent? Like, do you pay any light bills or anything? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, they're crazy, man. They
And I'm supposed to take on that with a dude that I don't even know?
It's not that big of a It's not that big of a deal.
How ain't it that big of a deal?
Yes, it is.
It ain't to y'all, but to us it is. Like I said, my brother.
I ain't never had no problems with no man thinking, other.
Well, I mean, but think about it like this: what do we get from it?
Nothing.
A kid you can give back.
What
when
you
the
want to
relationship
get?
ends.
What you looking for?
No, I'm saying, what's the benefit?
But what you looking for?
Because no, in everything, and every single thing that you do is transactional to an extent.
mm-hmm.
Life is transactional.
Get the
Like,
woman then.
You can
So
probably
from a
file him.
transactional perspective, what do I get from that?
You
The
can file
woman.
him on the taxes.
You get nothing.
Nah, that ain't no money. That
To
ain't no
some
money.
people it is.
No, it ain't.
If you're lucky,
me
you know what
it
you get?
Unconditional
When
love.
you're on your deathbed, they say to you, you was right, Dad. That's
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
benefit you get, but you about to die, so how's it a benefit?
They may change their last name to yours like Lori Harvey did. That's
I don't see, and you see how
So you
he's
talking about the step kid. I'm talking about the kid that's yours.
Oh, the kid.
Well, no. What do I get for taking care of the stepkid?
No, but sometimes
nothing.
they will love you
Depends.
more and be there for you in
you-
your old age more than your own kids will
Yeah.
because you've lived in the house with them. I've seen it.
You
get
raise
pregnant.
I've
them-
seen it. If you've raised them, if
The
you've been in the house with
the
them.
only way that's gonna happen is if you was there when that kid was small, and you was there the entire time. That's the only way that's gonna happen.
Wait, how small are we talking?
Well, shit, sometimes
Like-
the
My
own
stepdad
kids
didn't
don't
show
show
up
up
in my
for
life
you, so
until
you
I was
better be
7
happy
years
you got
old.
another option.
Well, that's small. That's small. Like that's not
That's
like.
what I'm asking. Like, what's defined
But
as
see,
small?
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's-
I don't necessarily. I can't imagine taking small kids.
You gotta be that's some wild shit. My brother's stepson called me Uncle Lance,
Mm-hmm.
and they stay in Georgia. We in Detroit. My brother's stepson calls me Uncle Lance. He calls my brother Tim. That's the definition of being a stepfather.
But that's the
shit's some
dynamic.
stupid bullshit.
No,
like,
that's just different. So like my.
no. That shit is some bullshit.
I think it's different
This nigga
people.
stayed with me for like a couple months, a couple summers ago, and I'm Uncle Lance. My brother has been taking care of this nigga since he was 1 or 2 years old.
But
He got
did
with
they have
a
that
blood.
conversation? Did he say?
What are you supposed to
me
call
Tim?
your stepdad?
So if you're
I
you're
call
down
him
there,
Dad.
if you're down there, he'll be like,
What if the dad
"Hey,
is
Uncle
around? Is the
Lance.
dad like that?
Hey Tim, give me some money."
Yeah.
Right, like what the fuck? That shit weird. It's just a weird situation. It ain't no right answer.
I think
That
it's-
is
If
weird.
you
You know what I'm
in
saying?
it,
It's just
nah.
a weird situation.
I think it's
and I fuck
different.
with him. I love him. They've been together for like nigga. I fuck with him. Like they good people. It's just a weird dynamic. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. This, that, and the other. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we kick it. So he been like, dog. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? 'Cause
I
it's still different.
I got a
'Cause it's
cousin that's my age, like, but he's not my blood cousin. Like my uncle married his mother when he was like 1 year old or some shit, and like That's but he calls him dad. He don't call him by his name. He call him dad and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I almost made that mistake. I did. I almost made that mistake.
I don't believe
I almost made that mistake. It was my nephew, and you know, he didn't have a father in his life or whatever. Nephew by marriage, but he didn't have a father in his life. But I kind of looked out for him because he was going through a time in his life where he was about to get kicked out of school or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you know, they needed somebody to come and pick him up because he was staying at my grandmother's house. Grandmother was too old to be dealing with that shit. So as a result, I was like, yo, come crash on my couch for a couple days, fam, because, you know what I'm saying, you just need to chill out for a second. Next thing you know, that day turned into week turned into 2. And then I just started kind of looking out for him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it was a waste of my time ultimately. Because I mean, really, it was a waste of my time ultimately because
that's a good laugh.
I mean, eventually when, you know what I'm saying? Because he was, first of all, he was too old, and that, you know, I got him through to graduate high school, got him in college, and I was about to adopt him. The only reason I was about to adopt him is because I wanted to make sure he had health care coverage up till he was 26 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He went to college the first semester. He started fucking up and flunking through school. Thankfully, I had only sent him to community college. But then, you know, when I went to get on him about it, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you messing up your future? All of that other type of shit. He was like, man, fuck all of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, skip all that. Like, he turned back into who he was. And I was like, I was just thankful for the reality check. Like, all right, get the fuck out of my house then, nigga. Like, who you talking to? Like, get out of my crib. And so he went his own way or whatever. And eventually he came back like, yeah, I regret it. I should have. No, you did it the way you needed to do it. And I needed to get that reality check. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very adamant, because I almost got finessed. I'm very, very adamant, and I'm literally trying to understand what the benefit is of taking care of somebody else's kid that he didn't even give a fuck about. And so I'm supposed to give a fuck about him, and I don't even get no benefit from it except for the headache and the heartache that come along with it. And I got my own headache that I got to deal with my own kid. Why should I take on the responsibility of somebody else's kid who A, the guy didn't want, B, the mama ain't really fucking with him either because she ain't responsible with him, and I'm supposed to take on that shit and take that L and raise my benefit, how much I'm paying in my premiums to be able to make sure he on my, and fuck him, fuck everybody.
That happens too.
Fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
He always talking about
Get him out my crib.
I can't take Anton when he starts talking
Okay,
about
watch
this.
Watch this.
You ain't
Watch
team
this.
fuck
Watch
them
this.
kids?
No.
I'm
Rita.
definitely team fuck them kids.
Hold on, watch this. Rita, how do you feel about this situation? Do you think that I'm off about this? Honestly.
No, not that situation. No, it's very bad.
He was out of
And Rita is the coolest person in the world, and she like fucking. She just don't curse. And I'm trying not to
some
curse.
people is assholes and fuck them. Yeah.
It's weird for me because I was actually raised by a stepdad. So I got my stepdad at 7 years old. He passed when I was like 2 weeks before my 21st birthday, and then my real father showed up. Wow. So it's weird. We
and I almost and let me add this last caveat to that.
Yeah.
And they tried to use it against me on the internet. Like, Anton got an illegitimate child out there because they found an old video where I was like, because I was about to adopt him. So I was like, yeah, I got a son or whatever. So I was kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, talking out loud. And then motherfucker, I look up on the internet, they're like, see?
We knew it. He been lying.
We knew it. He got an illegitimate son
He's
out
like
here.
the rest of them.
Like, this motherfucker coming back to haunt me, and I ain't even did shit. I tried to take care of this little nigga. So, it's just like, I don't get it. I can't imagine been dealing with a woman, and she gonna say, you try to discipline him or you try to deal with him, and she gonna be like, don't.
That's my son.
Fuck that.
Every situation is not that. Every situation is not a bad situation. Every situation is not one where the man feels like he has to do everything for a child. I mean, I can only speak personal experience. my son has a father, and the men that I have been with since my son has been here, because me and his dad haven't been together since he was maybe, a baby, So it has never, I don't feel like it's ever been a burden. It has never been a problem. It's never been a conversation that has been had about, the discipline or what I have to do for you and your child. Maybe because, again, I do well for myself, so I'm not really going into it expecting someone to be the provider, even though he will be. But I've never, I don't know, I just never experienced the hard part or somebody having a complaint. Even now, I have a daughter, she's 2.5. The men don't have no problem.
Jesus,
How old
I
are you-
couldn't
how old are you?
imagine.
I'm 40, my son is 15, and my daughter is 2.
Did your son just turn 15?
In December.
December?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you not teen fuck them kids yet. You need some more time.
I mean, he's
Need some
definitely, having me go through it. But when I'm thinking about the relationships or even the people that I'm dating, it's not a problem. I don't foresee it as a problem. It's just like, maybe they're courteous.
Because we
And then most of the times the men, some men have kids, and it just kind of balances itself out. It do though.
It's not the same.
It
It's
do.
It's never gonna
Well,
be the
because
same.
y'all barely
It's not
had
the
y'all
same.
kids for real. The women
Nah,
always gonna
it's
have
just
the
not the
kids.
same. And you know what the worst part about this whole story is? This motherfucker could have been Shaq. Like, he's like, you know how
Mad
Shaq
about
had a
that.
stepfather that came into his life or whatever, or a military father or whatever, so on and so forth. Rita, how tall is Tim? Like 6'8" or some shit?
Damn.
6'9", and he just wasted that shit because he wanted to go get, man, he just wasted it. I mean, he just completely wasted it. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
It's not all
Come on,
bad,
man.
Anton.
Nah,
I
man,
feel
he
like
could
that's
he could have
being
fucking made it. He could have did something with his life. Go ahead, Jess.
Being in a relationship with people, though, that don't go anywhere long term, there's a risk of it not yielding a return on your investment. Like,
Yeah.
being in a relationship with humans kind of sucks. Like, if we not making money together, or we not, like, what, you're right, relationships are transactional. Like, what is the value of my time? And I think that, like, dating, for example, how many, back when Jess did know her worth, what she was doing with these niggas in terms of spending money and, like, investing time and energy and emotional support and all that labor that went into those relationships, it yielded no return. What was the investment for?
Yep.
And I think that, like, you got to discern what is the return on that investment and why are you doing it. And sometimes the person is like, I'm really in love with this person that I want to partner with, and the kid is there, and you're a human, and I love you too. Like, I just love you. I want to raise you because you're adorable. Like, I just feel like what if you're in love with somebody and they have a child, you creating a family. Like,
But imagine doing that, right? Imagine putting all of that time, energy, effort into the relationship for years, and then one day the woman breaks up with you, and as they're leaving, the kid is like in the back seat giving you the finger.
right.
I feel like that.
Like, you done put all of that time into it, and the kid's
Shit
like,
happen.
the kid's
Nah,
like, fuck you.
You supposed to get married and ride them wheels till the wheels fall off. Fuck that.
But is it any different?
That's
Because
the
your own
problem.
kid can do that too.
Because that's the difference between the society now and where we came
Lance
from.
trying to have these dudes in a burning
You know what I'm
building.
saying? No, fuck that. Get married.
To a
Have
to the
a kid.
woman that got small kids?
No, I'm saying
You don't believe in
whoever
divorce?
Who you knock up, get married.
Ooh.
No,
Y'all
Lance.
roll
I'm not
with that
disagreeing
shit.
with you on that. I'm
Y'all
talking
roll
about.
with that shit.
I'm talking about.
More murders gonna happen.
I'm talking about
I think it should be a law.
that little nigga 9. And
Oh no, I ain't never fuck with no chick with kids.
That's
My
a
life.
family too, though, Lance. Why you don't advocate for those families?
Cause she supposed
Step
she got a
families
husband.
matter. Step
She got a
families matter.
motherfucking family.
She got a deadbeat. Stepdaddy about to
that's
come
her
in.
deadbeat
That's
ass
step
getting
super dad.
knocked up by a deadbeat.
No, that's
She
step
supposed to got
super
knocked up by a
dad.
husband.
He became a deadbeat.
Nah,
no,
fuck that.
you don't
No,
become
ain't
a
no such
deadbeat.
He
thing.
fell off.
No,
He told her to
no.
get up.
He got
raped
laid
her.
off.
She raped that nigga.
He got laid off from
narrative is
being.
so unfounded.
He got laid off.
Fuck what you talking about? He raped him and he aborted
He
that
was a
mission.
predator.
He had an abortion. You didn't, but he did. So don't get mad at him. Fuck that. He had an abortion.
No, you did not.
He had an abortion.
But we got
Some
Sierra
of
and
the
Russell.
deadbeat dads did have
She's
an
so-
abortion.
They
That's
aborted.
literally like, I'm
Wait.
not a father. I'm
Wait.
choosing not to be there.
Can we
I think I'm
talk
the
about
only-
that?
Am I the only one here that's a product of a step parent household?
I had a step parent
I have a
household.
step
Oh,
parent.
because y'all,
My step
y'all
parent was
treat
a
this
white
like
man and
it's-
did not adopt me. He adopted my white sister.
Anton. You know,
'Cause
that's
I mean-
Anton over there. And Lance.
So I,
Yo, I had a.
What did I do?
I had a stepmother and she was horrible.
Plot thickens.
Horrible.
so what I want to say on this,
What did Jess say?
Listen to what
I'm a
Jesse
product
said.
of a step parent household. My stepfather adopted my white siblings and not me.
Damn.
And your stepfather is
White. And my mom is white.
Oh.
And I didn't have a
damn.
See what I'm saying?
I told you.
So wait, so
I agree, bro. I agree. Seriously. Go ahead.
So wait, so he adopted your siblings but didn't adopt you.
Well, he birthed one of my siblings is his actual child, and my middle sister, he adopted her, but he did not adopt me. But I was kind of an asshole. I was the asshole. I was smarter than him since I was 12 years
taller
old.
than him too.
Jess is taller than everybody. What y'all
That's
talking
why,
about?
that's why I already assumed that.
Jess
She was
is like
man,
6
fuck this big ass chick
and
on
Je-
the
and-
bike.
But I used
The
to
worst
count
part
his
about it-
money in the 8th grade. Like, literally, he would give me his money to count because he couldn't count his money. Like, I literally was more advanced than him. Like,
You was a threat.
He was a hillbilly.
and I was black, and I
Yeah.
was a threat. And I'm a woman, and I was a threat.
Cause you was big as hell, and he couldn't hit you. You know what I'm
But he
saying?
did hit
And-
me. He did hit me.
He did hit
Lance.
He did hit me once. Yeah. He
Tisk, tisk
smashed my head in the
sometimes.
Mm.
He probably,
you. And then Jess, not only Jess is 6 foot plus, then Jess be like 6'5" with heels on. She always wear heels,
like, I ain't gonna say.
which is cool.
I ain't gonna even say that, cause you my dog now. I fuck with you, Jess.
Lance can't see. Lance can't even get pushback no more.
Yeah, I like Jess. She cool people.
When Jess first came, Lance was all over.
Flaming hot Cheeto.
Right. Trying
to figure out all the words.
With the way she do her thing, but I ain't about to. You know what I'm saying? She's still good people.
But that's humanity, right? Like humanity kind of sucks. There, you don't get return on relationships, but relationships are valuable while you're in them, right? And we have different perspectives, and we see the world differently. And you have to, I am opposed to anything that dehumanizes people. I think that you're a human, and I hold you to the standard people deserve life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and God taught me to love people, and I think that that's really what folks need to focus on, is can you extend more love to humanity?
Yeah, y'all don't have to disagree. I mean, y'all don't have to agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree. Like I say it all the time, I don't agree with a lot of stuff my own mother say. I don't agree with some of the people that be at work. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to treat them like a human.
Right.
Because what they do at work, listen, I'm just be real, one of the most efficient, best people that is on my team that work for me, and she is incredible. She gay. She is. I mean, and she don't come in and flaunt it around. I only know that, to be honest with you, because I have a deeper relationship as far as knowing her personally and knowing her family or whatever, so on and so forth, and all of that other type of stuff. But like, I've met people. I don't give a fuck. Like, come in and do your job and do what you're supposed to do.
And go home.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We here to accomplish a goal, to make sure the clients is happy and take care of business. We're not here, for all of that other type of stuff. So I don't really care about that when it comes to whatever. I think that people can disagree, but you right. You absolutely right. It doesn't remove your humanity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I like Bush when he did that don't ask, don't tell shit. Like, 'cause it made sense. You know what I'm saying? We in the military. We don't care what the fuck you trying to fuck on. You know what I'm saying? We people. We soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know about that, Lance.
I only disagree because you're gonna, like, your relationship status is gonna be disclosed at some point, right? Like, Rita's in here, we know you married.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not something I'm married, and you're gonna know that I'm married, and then you're gonna ask me about who I'm married to, and I'm gonna tell you I'm married to a woman, and it's gonna go there. So, like, it's hard for me to pretend like I gotta hide parts of myself in order to be accepted in this space, and that is traumatizing too.
Of all the people that probably catch the most heat on this whole panel, Jess probably catch more heat than anybody.
Every time they want to talk about my blonde wig, and y'all know I looked
girl,
good.
they went
Yeah, that
in.
was
They went
fire.
in.
Yeah,
on
like,
that blonde wig.
I was like, okay,
I
whatever.
was like, wow.
Y'all not supposed to be reading them comments.
Oh, that was you in the blonde wig?
Ah.
I remember seeing the blonde, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do y'all know I never read the comments from those videos?
Oh, good.
I'm trying to.
Because I be
Trying to
working.
understand.
You don't care.
I read them the
don't care.
first time I came on, and I decided to never read them again.
They're biased. We all humans have bias. We have bias. You like short people, I like tall people. You like fat people, I like skinny people. Like, we have bias. We navigate the world with bias. We have blinders
I'm
on.
biased and I'm shallow as hell, so I don't
Yeah.
even. I keep my
Yeah.
mouth
I just
quiet.
don't think that you should be able to hurt people.
Life,
Yeah.
liberty,
No.
pursuit of
Right,
happiness.
right.
Your bias should not infringe upon anybody's life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness.
Yeah. And
That's the
and I'm with
Constitution.
that. We agree with that.
I like that.
I'm with that. But I still don't want that shit forced down my motherfucking throat either.
I'm so
Like
tired.
that's saying the
We
don't
thought he
ask,
was
don't
winning.
tell. That's why I said the don't ask, don't tell shit is cool with me.
We had this conversation. What's theory and what's actually practically implemented? Like, the theory, sure, I hear you. I hear you have the right to protect your family and raise your family with what you view to be your own standards. However, so do I, right? And so we're going to intersect, and we're going to learn, and we're going to see, and I don't think it's practical to say.
See, nobody in the black community really had an issue with any of that. Cause like we knew Little Richard was gay. We knew that Luther was gay. We knew that Freddie Jackson, freaking Teddy Pendergrass. There's a bunch of them.
Tevin
Campbell.
Campbell.
Yes, what?
Tevin, don't talk about
Tevin
Tevin.
Campbell.
Tevin Campbell too.
No,
Tevin Campbell.
Tevin Campbell slander.
Tevin
What
Campbell
do you mean?
too.
Tevin Campbell himself said he is.
I will not.
Didn't he
believe
recently
it.
come out?
Tevin
Yeah.
Campbell.
Can We Talk was about a man.
Tevin Campbell recently came out and said that we didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah, we knew.
He gonna
Really?
do it like it was a
have
like
you
it
ever
was a
seen
secret.
Tevin Campbell?
Yes, I have.
We knew. Like
Like, watch the interview?
everybody knew,
No.
but
But she like
Go watch
she
the Tevin
like
Campbell.
metrosexual men. She
I
like
do not like. Don't put
like
that out
Prince.
there.
Hey,
You're
you
not
see
gonna
how
listen to
she
her.
did
No,
I
remember she
like-
said she
no,
like Prince. She
no.
like the punk
I
rock
said
guy.
they,
and-
but they're attractive. They just not masculine. What I
Wait.
date them, no.
So you're not gonna tell me that you just completely oblivious to the idea that these guys is gay?
To be fair, I only seen Teddy Pendergrass on like a little Facebook clip, and I only know about Tevin Campbell because of my cousin. When that was like 2014 when I found out about Tevin Campbell. So
Yeah, go
To-
watch
to
an
be
interview.
fair.
Go watch an interview.
no, y'all not about to ruin my
yeah, he was.
my little memory.
Yeah, but see,
Your
but
fantasy.
Yeah.
Your fantasy dead.
but like in
Wait, how
black
you feel
culture,
that way
we
about him,
didn't
but not Luther though.
we didn't trip
I don't-
about
I don't know
that
nothing about
because
Luther
it's not
Vandross.
like
Big deal.
so freaking like. Okay, my thing with it is, if you live your life a certain way, that's your business. But it's only when, like you said, you want to force me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say you show up and you're like, hey, so I'm gay. It's like, okay. Yeah, but I'm gay. It's like, okay, like don't make it a big deal to make me make it a big deal, because I'm not trying to make it a big deal. You feel what I'm saying?
Like in Miami, I went to the wrong burger joint one day. And I was with the kids and shit. We go in that motherfucker. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all live in Miami, damn it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And the burgers was good as hell. But dog, I looked around like, oh Lord. I'm talking about these motherfuckers skating. I'm talking about the shit was this flaming hot Cheetos galore.
Oh my!
And I'm talking about, we sitting in that motherfucking restaurant like, these burgers good as hell, but what the fuck, where the fuck are we? You know what I'm saying? And so just like even
had a-
heterosexual people, like
They had
when
a-
you see somebody inappropriately
But
dressed,
see, that's the
You know what
thing.
I'm saying?
It's like sometimes when you have that conversation, and I get what they're saying. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have to hide my lifestyle. I get that, but I don't want to see
kinda
straight
easy.
people,
Right.
you know, inappropriate. You feel what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Like inappropriate is inappropriate.
So
So
y'all won't go to Hooters or like?
nah, I
Twin
don't really
Peaks.
go.
Nah,
to
I'm not really a Hooters guy at all.
Peaks is where
That's-
it's at.
Nah,
I just
I'm not
like I just.
Well,
want to
let
see
me
how
put it
y'all-
like
They're
this. Let me
creating
put it
one
like
with
this.
booties now, aren't they? What is
Let me
it?
put it like this. I won't.
Yeah.
I think we need to separate. First of all, we don't separate what's kid friendly and what's not kid friendly.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest problems for me is because if I'm looking like I wouldn't take my daughter to Hooters, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Naturally, because I know what Hooters is. On the flip side, then it becomes okay. Thank God it was just me and Rita. Last time we was down in Miami, we look over to the side, and you know everybody got a netted shirt on with they cock practically out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Just right on the corner, and we not talking about in a spot. We talking about
On every corner.
on a street,
Yeah.
on the corner at the stoplight, and that's just the end of the conversation. And it's like, yo, if I seen a chick that was a heterosexual prostitute, I would be looking at it the same way. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And it's just
what the
like,
fuck, my kids
Okay.
I
out
keep
here
the
putting
energy
clothes on.
I keep the energy the same,
energy.
and it's not even like it's after hours or nothing. It's the middle of the day, and it's like, yo, what is appropriate? What is inappropriate? Across the board.
Bro, I can't even scroll through social media. Like
At
I'll be
all.
sitting on
That's
the
starting to get
couch.
annoying.
I'll be sitting on the couch like scrolling because I like funny TikToks, and I'll come across a chick that's damn near naked, booty out, twerking or whatever.
Did you like
And
it?
every time I get to that photo,
You double tap.
the first thing I do is I'll look over at my wife, and as soon as I look over, she be looking right at me.
Why you take pictures so hard? He's sitting there like, let me see how she do.
Hey, that is crazy because like Facebook, they started all of those. Like you randomly scrolling, and next thing you know, it's like, why am I seeing titties? Wait, what? I thought
Y'all
it was
don't
on
be
Facebook.
on Twitter,
Yeah, I
huh?
promise
just
you that
totally
happened to me.
unfollowed everything.
That happened to me earlier this week, and I'm like, this is supposed to be my
Twitter
like
is
the
Pornhub.
feed that I can scroll through and not have to
Bro,
worry
you don't
about.
even be trying, and
Yeah.
you'll if somebody's looking over your shoulder, they'll think you're a whole pervert.
No, I
Like,
do you.
for
I
real.
do you one better. Like, cause you know we don't really lock our phones or nothing. And if we on social media, we on social media. And then if I'm looking at my daughters and it's like, and regular, crazy, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And she don't think nothing of it because she just scrolling past it, but I seen it,
Yeah,
and I'm like, Jesus fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, good
Yeah.
grief.
like they, especially with those shorts, because they'll use a thumbnail, and you be like, what the heck is this
you
video
see this
about?
booty?
And next thing you know, you like, why is this person half naked on nowhere? Just like randomly scrolling through Facebook, and why you half naked? Next thing you know, I'm like, what's going on here? And then there was the last trend where somebody did something where they was posting a lot of stuff through their stories. I think you talked about that.
Y'all talked about
That was
still
wild.
doing
Like that trend kept like it's still,
It's still going.
and I'm like, how
But
did
guess
y'all
what
turn
though?
it?
But
It's
guess
your
what
account
though?
on lockdown.
They could post that, right?
But if you call
But
somebody,
if you write in the comments, why are you naked? You'll get flagged.
Yeah.
But they won't get flagged for the post.
You can't even say anything that's like, oh, this post is stupid, because it's gonna be deemed bullying. Like
Yeah.
they gonna restrict your account real
Yep.
quick.
no, they keyword
that's
search
just
is
so
good,
sad.
but they video content security is trash.
Yeah.
But that's we getting to the point now that social media and all that, it ain't got too much power. It's gonna have to be some real constitutional shit wrote up about this shit, because they the flow of information now. So just like it's so much shit that these niggas ain't experts in nothing, can deem and say, oh, that's misinformation, or that's this, that, and the other. And then block all kind of real information. And then a year or two later, they like, oh yeah, that shit was right. But it was like, I couldn't even say shit.
That's literally what they
Yeah.
do.
Like I couldn't even say I said this shit, and y'all kicked me off of this shit for too much, and that control, that's that control. That's that communist. That's that China.
I've never
type
been
of life.
kicked off of
that
social media.
Censorship.
That censorship
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
I don't know. I just feel like it.
I've been in Facebook jail a lot of times.
Me too.
What do you say?
I be saying shit I be saying here.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand now. I don't even know why.
But that's
I
what
I
I'm
was about to say,
saying.
where you at?
Okay, the
But we
same
didn't
logic,
get to a same
the same
time.
logic can be applied to what we prescribe to be modest, right? So we are not there. Like in some country, nudity is not an infringement of modesty. Like that is, you go to the beach, there are nude beaches. So like the same, you're censoring content based off of your prescription, your definition of modesty. The same way they're censoring your content over what's politically correct.
Yeah, but you
so
know what?
like where is the boundary as we define the rules and regulations and standards for everybody?
Yeah, but
Truth
you know
is
what?
truth.
America ain't ready for that. America ain't ready for the nude beaches and stuff. Like it's
We
too
do
many.
not need
You don't even got it,
There's a
but
nude
you don't
beach in
even have to go
Michigan.
to the. You don't have to go to the beach. You know,
Nah,
nudity
y'all
has
know the people that
it
said
has
that
become a
new beach in
norm.
Michigan probably is.
It's not who you want
Yeah, you ain't trying to see nobody on that beach, bro.
Somebody send me that location.
No,
We
it don't
told
be
you
nothing
about
but
the
It's
feet
old
not
pics.
wrinkle
watching
people
Stop
in
trying to
those
get the
places.
feet
about
pics
laying
off.
in the sun and enjoying it the full way.
trying to
Yes,
get
go
them
with
Yeah,
your
it's,
titties
it's,
off.
it's
bitch.
cool.
Like,
Yeah, it's cool at first.
Yeah, it be like old people in those places that
I
got
like
like
sun
wrinkly
everywhere.
skin.
I
I
don't
ain't never
care.
seen no fine people in the nude place. I be looking.
It's cool at first till you see that old dude with
That's
the bottle
all I
of
ever
water.
saw. So I was
Look.
like, no,
I
thank
want
you.
to see like.
I don't
You-
wanna see it.
Hey,
Look, as soon as you on the beach naked, you see that dude with the bottle of water looking at you like this.
I had
The
a
old
healthy
creepy
fair share of
dude.
seeing new people by just working out in the gym. Like if you go to LA Fitness,
No, you're right. You are right about that. That's
I'm
true.
straight.
So
I don't need to go to the
many.
beach no. If I want to be traumatized, just hit
So,
up your
so
local
how do
LA
y'all
Fitness.
feel about that as men though? Because it be so many women that don't wear panties
It's
to the
unfair.
gym.
Keep it
like,
pushing.
It's unfair.
is
What do you-
it? Because they be-
Dudes are literally pulling their shirt up over their head before they start doing their sets.
And I put it on my Facebook because I'm like, what's the purpose of wearing no panties to the gym? Oh, it's free, it get in the way, oh, panty lines. I'm like, but your cheeks is just causing chaos everywhere. I see your whole print.
It's a
They
cold
want
world.
that attention, and then get mad when somebody smack them on the ass.
It's
You like to touch it, but it's just like, it's weird.
Hey,
Lance
because the
just
gym
don't
is the
care.
biggest flirt place possible.
No, it's not.
Bullshit.
The gym is the club.
It
Bullshit.
shouldn't
The
be.
gym is
The
the
gym
new
is the
club.
club.
The gym is
Gym
the
is the
club.
club. It is the
It may
club.
not be for serious people. It's a bunch of people
I mean, I
doing
went there yesterday with my wife, and they hit on my wife, and she's very masculine. They did not
She's
hit
not
on
that
me.
masculine.
She ain't
She's
that
more
masculine
masculine
at the
than
gym.
me.
What she put on at the gym though?
Sweatpants. She had on clothes baggier than what
They
Anton's
like women
wearing.
in sweatpants.
Yeah, like she and
That should be wild though.
she is more thick than me. She's thick.
And see, that's the intricacies. Just like you like to see your wife shit wobble, she like to see her wife shit wobble.
she got the yams.
Commonality.
Oh my goodness.
Girls be acting like I had on sweatpants. You know, those sweatpants was wobbling like a
no,
motherfucker.
she wears.
Hey, y'all know women know
Compression
where y'all
shorts
asses
under
cause chaos. Where the cheeks can cause chaos, sundresses, sweatpants.
Right.
But I'm saying
But see,
in
it's
Brazil,
not fair
Certain,
because like
certain body types though.
it's not fair because Planet Fitness they had that rule where you couldn't grunt.
Yeah.
It's like if dudes can't grunt, y'all shouldn't be able to be having the yams out like that.
I mean, but you
Hey.
don't. If her body is
He
banging,
right,
you gonna
though.
see it regardless. But
That's true.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a little bit. It's a little absurd to just be like, I'm gonna go to the gym and just be free.
You know what? You know what would be fair if y'all went to the gym and like all the dudes in there was just in sweatpants.
Yep.
What?
The-
That's how it
unfor-
used to be.
Well, no, but the
Commando
you
style.
mean like graceful
That's
pants?
true.
the-
Like
Yeah, the
commando
gray
style.
That
ones
wouldn't be a
y'all like.
problem because never.
I don't even be looking
ahead,
like
say it,
that. I be
Shay.
going in there and
saying,
doing what I'm
half of
supposed
these
to do
men
and
ain't got
leave
nothing
back
to show
out.
for anyway.
Right.
Most
That's
men
not what-
are growers and not showers. So them wearing the sweatpants.
No, see,
ain't-
that's not what I'm talking about. Because the
You
women
said
that's going,
commando.
the women that's going there is the women with the yams. So I'm talking about the brothers that's got the
I don't think that'd be.
Well, women be setting themselves up to win, and I don't know what the men be doing, but they be trying to win something.
The men be trying it too. They be thirsty.
Right.
It's a part of the
I don't
mating
even
dance.
look though.
That's all it is. It's all a part of the mating dance.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You,
animals. It's the mating dance.
Yes.
Y'all know how it is. Y'all know what y'all put on that right.
But when I
Y'all-
go to the gym,
'cause
I
y'all
don't even
know-
expect nobody to be looking. I just want to get in.
Exactly.
Come on.
Y'all just be disappointed
Honestly,
that the one
I
that
never
y'all
picked
want
anybody up at the gym.
ain't looking.
Me.
No, I
be looking at my form in the mirror like.
Talking to somebody at the gym is not only irritating, but it's just like it's weird because first of all, I'm sweaty. I'm probably smelling
That
like
part.
you interrupting my count, my session. Like I'm in grind mode. So you come to me
Exactly.
bothering about something stupid. Like I don't even want to talk to you, bro. Like come on now. I gotta stop my music to hear what you say.
I go without my glasses, so I can't even see nobody. Like
That's fucked up.
I'm there to
Like
focus.
you purposely fuck up your own vision so you can focus. Like
Yeah, because you're right. There
Well,
are
he said
things
they
that
put their
people
hands
can
on
wear
it.
that can distract you, but I'm there for a purpose. I'm not
Right.
there to get distracted.
I don't
And
even
right.
like the gym, so if I've been there to do something.
Some work.
Drop something.
See, that's my point right there. See, you just said something. You said you sweaty, right?
Yeah.
The sweat reminds dudes of sex.
Men are so nasty. Like when I tell you, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all
Yes.
on
Yes.
by the little
Yes.
thing.
But look,
Yes.
but look,
Yes.
y'all
I
say
can
that.
brush up against y'all. Y'all be like, oh my god, let's go fuck.
Wearing
What?
a
You
crop
mad?
top with your booty cheeks hanging out.
Hey, wait, time's out. But if they smell a good ass cologne, watch how quick they melt.
You got me there.
Okay, yeah.
Y'all do it
Exactly.
on purpose though. It's like y'all cologne got built-in pheromones. Like I swear.
And what do you think the sweat has?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Go look
And
it up.
what do you think?
Sweat
Yeah.
has
Working out with
pheromones.
no panties on. does?
You up
I
in
wear
the
panties, but like I know certain shorts. You
know-
do. I can't.
you in
Y'all
the
know what
gym. You in the
shorts
gym
is
doing
what.
squats. You in the gym doing squats.
squats, too.
You sweating. It's glistening. What you think the dude is thinking about?
I mean,
He just
Especially
sitting
Should
after
be
there.
thinking
working
about
out.
doing what he's supposed to
No.
do in the
How
gym.
many more reps he got to get done?
Have y'all ever seen that workout method where dudes will like have their girls sit on them so they
Yeah,
can
it
finish
looks
out
so
their sets
sexy.
because the pheromones literally boosts his testosterone?
I ain't know nothing about that.
It looks good.
You be on the wrong parts of the internet. Man. I promise you. I promise you. Because I found some
dark
It's not.
on the Snap part. She be on
It
like the
is
life
not
network
me.
of the internet part.
My For You page consists of twerking, locks, and earn your leisure. Like when I
You,
kid,
you
it's
know
just
you
a
know the
jump.
algorithm is based on what you be
No.
looking at.
yeah.
No.
Yes,
I never-
I'm a
twerking.
software engineer.
Mine
I
are
can
on
tell you what the
nails and
algorithms are
gym
looking
videos.
like.
I get a lot of gym videos actually, and girls do be
We're not
having their
friends.
ass.
Nah, it's kind of unfair though, cause like the way the algorithm work on TikTok, if you
Oh,
look
yeah.
at something too long out of curiosity,
They slamming it to you.
You
now.
do
you
a
gonna get a
couple of
bunch of that.
Yeah,
You
I
gonna
noticed
get a
that on
bunch of that.
YouTube. Like if you watch one video for more than like a minute and 30 seconds,
You might like this.
yeah. Next thing you know, as soon as you
Suggestions
go to your subscription page, you be like, you were following this based on this, and I'm like, bro, just because I'm following this person don't mean I may like this person.
Bro, I watched one conspiracy video with the weird music, and now it's like every other joint is like weird shit.
You can't fall down the rabbit hole
You
on
fall
YouTube.
down
No.
the rabbit hole,
You done. Your algorithm
They think
completely
your whole life
changed.
is about this shit. Like, nigga, I just was wanting to see their side of the story. Like, what the fuck, nah, I'm a motherfucking January 6th terrorist.
Hey,
Like,
doing
I
that,
just wanna
like
see
watching the
what happened.
manosphere stuff, bruh, like you get one side and then you like, let me go look at one Tasha K video.
Oh, nah.
And then you be like, oh, whoa.
Well, I know
whoa,
that.
whoa.
I know if somebody watch my stuff, it's over. You gonna get flooded.
That's my whole feed.
Yeah, I'm about to
I'm
say,
like,
that's
oh
all I
my
see.
god.
What's your
I
whole
see another
feed?
Anton video.
That's all.
Anton, Millionaire
that's
Morning
every
Show.
time I go on YouTube, it's
Just
just
Anton. I'm like, oh my
Hey, yo,
god.
low-key,
You
I
know
don't
what? I
even know
just
what channel I
remembered
be
who you
looking
were.
Ah.
You be wearing those glasses and you be looking down like.
Yeah.
So I've definitely scrolled upon some of your
Talk
videos.
about the shorts,
when you
right?
turn, the little shorts, you'd be like, Yeah, right. You know, so I just remember who he was. But anyways, if you watch enough of them, I'm like, what happened to my praise and worship? I keep seeing this bald head every day. But whatever you doing, it's working, honey.
I done learned so much from Thomas Soul fucking with YouTube. I ain't never heard of this man in my life till a couple years ago.
Oh man.
And I'm like, oh my God, why did the black community hide him from us?
Thomas Soul.
You got to listen
Yes,
to the
he was
counterpoints
like
that
the
people got
smartest
against
person I ever
his
seen.
ideologies. It get deep. That rabbit hole got deep.
Who?
Thomas Sowell.
Sotomayor.
Thomas Sowell.
Sotomayor.
Sowell.
Oh, my
S-O-W-E-L-L.
That's a damn
Yeah.
That was the dude. He did that. The research on crops, and he found some. I forgot exactly what he found, but when I went down that rabbit hole, people was like, "Hey, yo." They hit him. They hit him from both sides.
He a national treasure.
Yeah, he a conservative too.
Yeah, that's why the black community shunned him. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start embracing our nerds and shit in the black community.
They're
Like,
corny.
You know what
You
I'm
can
saying?
forget it.
We gotta start.
That-
embracing
that's
But
a real problem.
I think that time is now.
No, it ain't.
No, it's not.
No,
You don't think so?
not
No,
even
it's
a
not.
bit.
It's
I
drill.
do.
Not even.
Dirt.
Well, maybe it's just the people
Little
I
dirt.
look.
Y'all don't even. Y'all don't want the guy that's
Okay.
best for y'all.
What
y'all
you
want
say
the
about
guy-
Lil Durk?
Y'all want the guy
The
that.
culture now.
Y'all still sleeping with the same.
I like
No.
intellectuals.
Lil
I
You
Durk.
like
do.
intellectuals
Stop
for the
it,
intellectual
E.
stimulation. It's not the first dude that you that's gonna get you wet.
Okay.
Normally
But you
speaking.
can
talking about the
like
young
them,
girl.
but they're not gonna be. I know for me, they're not compatible for me.
See?
See?
Yeah, that's the
There it
thing.
is
I
right
like
there.
them. Like
You're not
I,
you're not gonna you're
It's
not willing
right
to make the
there.
adjustment to be all the way on
You
that
ain't about
side.
that life.
But that's not what women are socialized to seek from in their partners from men. If we're going with the heterosexual narrative, like what is it? Provisions, protection, and
Well, y'all want both. Y'all want Tupac.
no. I took.
Y'all
There's
want
the
a
love
suit.
languages. There's a love languages assessment. You
yeah,
can have
that
your
sounds
7
good.
love languages,
You
and
said what,
I
E?
feel like
That sounds good.
See? They want Pac in a suit.
See?
you
See?
want the
That's the
emotion
BS.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
until you
I
get
don't
the
even
emotional,
think it's that.
intellectual that wants to make art all
So
day
then what they do
and not
is
hustling.
they get Pac. They just get Pac.
they
Yeah.
just get fucked.
They don't get him in a suit. Then they be like, I'm gonna change you.
You go
and
with
he be like,
the
I ain't-
most visceral. You go with the
Yeah,
one
he
with the
be
most
like, I'm not
visceral
that.
reaction because you don't have to think about the benefits of this man when you look at him.
I think still, you know, even my hood ninjas, you know, that I talked to in the past, even they were like smart. I'm not lying. So one was like super Jeopardy, everything. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know all of this shit? You wouldn't expect that from him.
Don't matter. He still
Yeah,
ain't
he still
going.
is.
He ain't going to work in the morning.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many?
He ain't going to his job. In
Yeah,
the
this is
morning.
crazy. Do you know how many drug dealers I know that can do calculus?
He watched Jeopardy,
But he
in
chose
the-
to. He chose
watching
to.
Jeopardy
he
in
chose
the
to
trap.
sit-
Life is a game. You have to figure out how to move in the game that you're playing.
Oh.
So you have to have some type of intellect in order to stay on top for a very long time.
She be
Or
politicking.
Yeah, but the
it just
intellect.
don't make sense. So,
Intellect
you know,
don't mean shit about your choices. Tony Stark was considered one of the smartest men in the Marvel universe, but he constantly fucked up. So just because you smart don't mean shit. You can still fuck up. You can still
smart,
make.
but smart.
Yeah,
Smart ass.
so like girls be like, oh yeah, he's so smart. He was able to do this. Okay, but yeah, he was smart, but he made poor decisions with the intelligence.
He was human.
That's the part that y'all make the excuse for him.
For the smart one?
No, it's never an excuse for the smart one. It's usually it usually ends up in an argument. Like girls get with a smart dude and he be like, "No, you wrong," and then she like, "Did you just tell me I'm wrong?" And then it's like,
that-
"Okay, and here's why you're wrong," and then that's an immediate turn off because
Women
now,
don't care about
yeah,
facts when it comes to
I be like, tell me why.
Women do y'all be talking?
I know.
Like,
all
I think that's-
women. No women
That's
care
not
about
all.
you
facts.
telling me?
when it
So
comes-
do
when
you
it comes
be like,
determine
tell
what
me
you
why
want to
I'm
do
wrong.
later on that night based on facts or feelings?
And I take it into
Why,
consideration.
Okay.
why would you ask him to tell you why you
Why
wrong?
not?
Because you're not going to accept it.
I will sometimes. I'll take it into consideration.
Sometimes.
Or maybe later on.
So not a smart dude
I'll
got to
take it
take a
into
gamble and
consideration.
try to figure out if that's one of those. Sometimes you're going to
But the-
accept him about to tell you something that you're not going to be happy.
The
about.
smart
Is it
dude
for
always
real
ain't
facts?
the right
Huh?
one.
Or is it biased facts?
No, it's facts.
What if there's a counter narrative that's
No.
just as strong? Like,
No. It's facts.
Facts.
okay, so the sky is blue facts.
Yeah, a fact, like a scientifically proven fact.
And you would say that someone doesn't like a woman would fight you on that?
Yes.
I have literally
Tooth and
had
nail.
that happen on 3 different occasions.
Tooth
I don't
and
have no
nail.
energy to be arguing with people.
I'm
every
talking
day
about
the dumb stuff.
3-hour argument that goes nowhere
Nowhere.
to just say, well, I still don't agree.
Still want. I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I'll take that into consideration.
Or this, let's agree to
No,
disagree.
here's my favorite one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't like the way it's being said.
That right there.
That's the. I understand.
You know my favorite go-to? Fuck what you talking about. That's my go-to.
That's how you know.
That's my favorite go-to. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck what you talking about. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, now what?
I am often I don't like the way you delivered that. I would have listened if you came at me, but no.
You want somebody to talk to you like that? Fuck what you
Talk to me
about.
nice.
That's what I learned.
No, I think
it's
that
a
would make
delivery
me
to
more
it.
want to fight.
It's a delivery to
that's
it.
the end
You
of
can
it.
still be factually correct and deliver it, and you just got to find the tone of pitch of somebody, and still just be right and be like, no, I'm still right. I got a homegirl now. We dated 10 years ago. I still be telling her she wrong. She like, I hate you, and I'm like, no, you don't.
And it also is it a ploy to manipulate to get something else? Like it just depends on the context. I'm interested in the context of the situations that these happen in.
I don't know. And then sometimes y'all just be like,
we too logical for y'all.
Y'all don't
no,
like
it's
when we
not
right.
even that. Y'all
It
just
makes
be
sense.
like so emotionless and just like dead on. Like I get men want to get straight to the point, straight to the solution, but damn, like have some feelings with it.
Sense don't matter to
Sense
y'all.
do matter, but just explain it in a way, but not just being like.
See, that's why it don't matter to y'all, because you need it explained to you in a way that makes your senses
because
feel better
I
about it.
hate going to my cousins asking for something, like asking for advice, and they just be like, make me feel so like.
No,
like a
they don't
child.
make you feel that way. That's how you feel,
Y'all
and that's
say it
okay.
in the most mediocre way, and y'all just be like.
No, we just put it to you in a way, and you take it that way. Because my father does it to me. He tell me shit. He be like, "No, you be fucking up," and I'm like, "Damn, dog." But at the end of the day, what am I expecting from him? He's telling me the truth. Why am I expecting him to hold my hand about this? I'm a grown ass
Certain
person.
situations require hand holding.
The context does matter. The context does matter.
Yeah, if somebody, if you're somebody
waiting on
going
Lance to
grieving
say
or
it
something,
in a
you want to
minute.
be a little easy on them. You don't
Yeah.
want to be
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like, don't be
Grandma
breaking.
had diabetes for 20 years. What the fuck you thought was gonna happen? You ain't gonna approach nobody.
Okay, we ain't
like
talking.
that.
I
I
ain't
mean,
know we was
That's what I'm
talking.
saying. You ain't gonna approach nobody in that situation like that with facts. You know what I'm saying? You gonna say, "Yeah, I'm
Sometimes
sorry
it
about
needs to
your
be
loss."
had though.
It depends on how crazy you getting out of hand. Like if you just like welling off the deep end and you like, I can't believe she gone. Bro, we knew she had diabetes for 5 years. I know you didn't brace for it, but that's a fact. You had time to brace. You can't keep doing what you're doing right now. So if I'm giving you a fact to bring you back to reality, I'm not wrong for doing that.
But people grieve different, man. Like I had like today is the anniversary of my nieces and nephews passing in the house fire. And you know what I'm saying? Every March 10th, every year is like, you know what I'm saying? You wake up and feel a little funny. You know what I'm saying? So people grieve different and shit. And so it's like sometimes you gotta, when it come to that type of shit, you gotta kind of let people have a little leeway.
You got to give them grace.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Did y'all have fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This was cool.
All right, that's a bet. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Again, I'm putting all of the social media inside of the description. I want to give a special shout out to my dog Angry Man that's in the building. Thank you for coming through. We will be doing more content, but more importantly, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for continuing to rock with us. We out. Peace, man.
Peace.
Peace.